Wouldn't that would be the worst idea of all time, starting with Ted's tip.
No, I just said start with the tip.
Yeah. Start at Ted's tip. The tip of Ted's tip.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
That's what you meant.
No, I mean, what if we were just like everybody else, and I did the intro right away, and then we just got right into Ted's tip, and then we did Mark's movie mentions.
Nobody does that. You don't listen to podcasts, do you?
I
No
don't.
podcast. Do that.
I don't listen to podcasts.
Conan has
What do
Conan
podcasts
does
talk
like a 20-minute thing before the guest comes on.
Like what? Well, he's funny.
They just banter between him and Sonia and Matt Gurley. They just banter before.
Like random banter.
Yeah, like what we do for 20 minutes. They just talk about shit.
Sonia breaks bad on him a lot. And
Oh yeah, she's
The only-
she's turned out to be great.
The only difference is it's Conan O'Brien, and obviously they have well-known, nationally known guests, so they can get away with that.
Well,
Oh, yeah,
here,
the
let me
Beastie-
do
the
this. I'm going
Beastie
to break
Boys
bad
were
on
on.
Ted. Fuck you, Ted.
All right, so
There we go. See it? This is fun.
that's like if we talked about the most boring things. Oh, by the way, our guest is Barack Obama. that eliminates everything.
still trying for that.
What are you
So-
What
so
are you
I've
wearing?
reconnected.
What are you wearing,
So I've reconnected.
Matt? What are you wearing?
A shirt.
No, on your hand.
Oh, I got a pinky ring. I'm a pinky ring guy.
Yeah.
What is it?
So this is my.
Yeah, I was going to ask what that was.
This is my college ring that I graduated 1990 college, right here.
Yeah.
It doesn't fit on my finger because I think I weighed 120 pounds when I graduated from college.
Probably.
So now I'm a pinky ring guy. So now-
My high school class ring fits me still.
it does.
Yeah, it's actually a little loose. I'm not lying.
Really?
Yeah. Well, it actually fits perfect for my taste.
Maybe that was water retention. That could
No,
be
I
water
mean,
retention.
Yeah. I'm literally I'm probably 60 pounds heavier right now. Still in great shape.
What prompted you
190
to
pounds.
put that ring on?
Yeah.
I found it. So I was going through stuff. So Jackie was there today. Savannah bought a house. So
He finally passed it.
yeah, finally got. This is my 8th grade
It was in his-
graduation
it
ring.
was- it was in his colon the whole time.
This is a colon for years.
So what? So 10 months ago, Savannah got married. She just bought her house. She closed on her house today, and we've been going through stuff to get it out of my house, get all of her shit out of my house, so it can go to her house.
So she had your class ring. She stole.
No, so
You're
I was
finding
She was
all
wearing
the things
it.
that you're missing.
She thought it was really cool.
So I'm going through everything. I'm literally going through everything I own to try to get as much as I can to Savannah's house to have a smaller footprint in my house, so I have more room in my
Oh,
house.
even if it's not theirs.
Right?
Oh my God, that's smart.
Just as
That's
much stuff.
smart.
As much stuff
I'm
as
like,
smart.
oh, you didn't want this? Well, you just have to give it away or something. I don't know.
yeah,
Just send her with boxes.
Yeah, I had multiple. I had multiple coolers. So I said, Savannah, I'm going to give you a cooler. We got a bunch of coolers. I'm going to give you a cooler, nice big cooler. She goes, I already have one. I said, now you got 2. She goes, I don't want it. I said, well, tough shit. I go, it's going to be at your house, and if you try to bring it back, I'm going to close the door on you.
They probably have a 2-car garage, right?
They have a very nice 2-car garage.
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
just have a 1-car garage. So yeah, that makes a big difference. You could have 2 coolers in a 2-car garage.
One for each side of the garage, right?
That's what my shop's turned into. Like everything's at my shop. Cool. So my garage is like real neat and
It's like
tidy.
a man cave. It's like a man cave.
Yeah, I have everything. I have coolers at my shop. Every golf clubs when it's non-season for the most part. Everyone's except mine because we golf year round.
yeah, we do. We do here.
We
'cause
do.
it doesn't
Nobody else
snow.
in my house does. Though. So the other 3 sets of clubs go to the shop.
So you have a fake clean garage.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fake clean.
No,
Okay.
it's clean.
What he has is a free storage facility. He's
Otherwise,
not
it
paying
goes-
for
yeah.
the storage
Yeah.
facilities.
Otherwise, it goes up in the rafters.
You know what? I kind of like that concept. I really like. Ted, what did you write down something on Mark's paper and give it to him?
No, I wrote something on my paper, and I gave his pen back, and I was writing down how Mark's garage is used as like the bat cave.
dumping ground.
The bat cave. Yes.
The Bat Cave. That would be.
Do you even do any work there, or you just hang out there and play music all day
At my shop,
and do jumping
I
jacks?
got a basketball court in there.
Yeah, exactly.
You didn't mention that.
Yeah.
Jumping jacks
Yeah.
and
Basketball
Jumping
court, yeah,
jacks.
exactly.
and music.
Are you just
Forget
having
the
so much
basketball
fun and
court.
jumping jacks?
Forget the basketball court that's in there.
Practicing your breakdance moves, like. Well,
Oh,
that's
okay.
enough. That's another.
Hold on a
story.
second. Hold on a second.
I
All right,
watched
let's-
it. I watched
Let's do
it.
Olympics. Let's do
Yeah.
Olympics real quick.
I do got something to comment on, by the
I
way.
watched breakdancing.
You heard about that woman? She's like 36. She was in the Olympics.
The
I know.
Australian chick.
I-
No,
yeah.
we're not going to
I'm
pile on
sorry.
her.
I'm sorry.
Because I thought when I saw the Australian girl do breakdancing, we all saw it. It's got like 10 billion hits.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
Oh my God, you have to watch it. She's really bad.
I
okay,
watched the
but-
medal rounds.
Yeah, but she's like 36 years old.
Right. So I thought it was fake. Jack showed it to me,
Yeah.
and I thought it was fake. And I guess he found out that she realized that she's not good at it, And that
like,
was
like Elaine and Seinfeld at dancing.
right. So she was going to try to do
With the
something
thumbs and
different.
stuff.
She was going to try to do something different to kind of do good, right? And then I even said to Jack, though, I said I don't understand this. And he goes, I know what you're going to say. I go, no, you don't. He goes, yeah. He goes, how the hell did she even get in if she's not any good? In all of Australia, they didn't have one girl who could actually break dance. And I said, no, they don't. Right?
Didn't she get 0 points?
I think she got -7. First time ever. Yeah, first time
So
ever.
on a side note, I saw this. So they showed the guy who was the Olympic gold medalist at breakdancing, and
Yeah.
he was good. But then they showed like an 8-year-old kid who was performing like maybe not in the Olympics, but like concurrently where this guy was performing. So this kid gets on stage, 8 years old, immediately gets on his head and starts spinning. It doesn't stop spinning for like 10 minutes. And so I just want you to picture. So this kid was like the Michael Jordan of breakdancing. And the guy who won the Olympic gold medal was like basically the Granville Waiters of breakdancing. He was,
It
like,
was horrible.
He should have been like the 12th guy. When you saw this guy, like if you just see him in a vacuum, he's like, okay, he's okay. But then when you see this like 8-year-old kid, it's just like
Where was the 8-year-old kid?
They didn't show where it was, but they brought him on. Obviously, he was a big deal because they brought him on stage.
But he wasn't part of the Olympics.
He wasn't part of the Olympics, but he was obviously like. I mean, he started spinning on his head and just he never left his shoulders and his head for like 5-7 minutes.
Did you watch
Super
it, Jackie?
impressive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it just me, or is it different than you remember it?
It's way different.
Yeah, it doesn't seem the same as when we were growing up in the 80s.
Mostly more technical, right? You get his points for doing.
They're doing different things that like acrobatic stuff. That's
Yeah, the one
Yeah.
kid
I
looked
would
like
say
he
a
was
lot-
doing a floor routine, like a guy's floor
Yeah.
routine on there.
It was a lot of like popping and locking and stuff. You know, when breaking was
right. Oh
popular
yeah,
when we were young.
to music.
Right.
I mean, like you did like almost a semi dance
like
routine.
a robot. It's like
Right.
a robot dance with like the King.
But the
Tut.
whole point of this is that breaking came as the break in between songs. So in between sets or whatever, they'd go out and just freestyle to whatever, like whatever was playing.
Whatever the DJ
Right.
was.
Oh,
And so that's why when they
spinning.
go out there, they don't know what music is being played.
okay.
So they have to adapt to how whatever music is being played, and so there isn't a set routine. Of course, they have like
Right.
moves and things
I
that
got
they
you.
do.
Okay. That makes sense. And then I saw the
Yeah.
one where they were battling. It was two women who I didn't.
Yep.
I mean, they look like teenagers.
I think they're all are. Most of them were pretty young.
Yeah. So they were like two women, and it was for the. I think it was for the bronze or the gold. I forgot.
Breakdancing for gold. It just sounds stupid.
Well, next year, do you see the new sports? I was wrong. I was right, but baseball's going to be in L.A. Baseball, softball are back.
Boxing's gone.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
They
I
just
heard
talked
that
about
today.
the new sports: softball, baseball, cricket,
Cricket.
Oh, I was
Well,
saying
it's
that
world
there should be
cricket.
cricket.
and
Cricket, yeah.
lacrosse.
Cricket.
Lacrosse.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see that. Ross.
Definitely cricket though.
Yeah, definitely.
What's racquetball?
Racquetball.
No.
Handball.
No. What do they call it?
Pickle-
Squash.
Pickleball?
Should-
No,
Squash and
squash.
racquetball
Squash.
are different.
I
I
know.
think
Yeah.
there's probably gonna be pickleball in the Olympics soon because that's like
No.
the
For
fast-
senior
No,
citizens?
I'm saying, but that's the fastest growing sport
No,
in the country.
squash, though. You're right. Not,
In the
not,
country.
not racquetball. Squash.
Yeah.
It's like exponentially growing.
I mean,
more
it's,
than any
yeah,
sport.
It's literally all the thing. I mean, let's be 100% honest. It's 95% of it is just things that, I mean, not only do I not care about, I don't even want to watch. Like trampoline. I was just telling Jackie before we got started. Trampoline. It was possibly the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
That's in the Olympics?
Trampoline.
It is,
And
yeah.
it is literally just jumping up and down and then spinning around, and then trying not to fall off the trampoline, which is a lot smaller
And they get
than
hurt.
you think. No, there's people standing on the side with like big cushions to keep you from getting hurt. So there isn't like the metal ring that you can rack yourself on or anything. And it's not done in anybody's backyard, which takes all the fun out of it, right?
Yeah.
There's no
On a windy day.
Yeah, there's no absolute like that kid's going to break his arm.
And there's no dog on the trampoline with them?
No dog on the trampoline. It's no animals. Well, except for that stupid. What do they call that horse jumping? What did
Equestrian.
What does Snoop?
The
What does Snoop say? They're
yeah.
sidestepping. They
That
saw
was
the
great,
dressage.
too. Yeah, that was
oh my
great.
god, that was the dumbest. I mean,
The thing is, most gymnastics gyms, like they have a trampoline and tumbling class, like
For
a
horses?
team. No, but they'll have that team separate from like the people who do the gymnastics that we think of. Like,
yeah, because no
it's an
gymnast
actual
would want to be involved with a like, oh, are you a trampoline? No, I'm a gymnast.
They
okay?
use
So you can go to
use
hell.
that trampoline just to get up on the on the those bars and stuff
Uneven
like
bars and
that.
stuff?
No, they do sometimes. What are those
They use
called?
a
The
jumpy
ring-
thing.
The
Yeah.
rings. They'll use a trampoline to get
yeah,
on the ring.
and with a guy that
The
like
rings?
hoists them up.
Isn't that? I just okay. So I mean, are you excited about next year's?
4 years.
Or
I
4
am.
years?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I am. I love the
I-
Olympics. I
me
don't know why
too.
you're
I
such a
know.
hater. We're at the bar. He's just bashing everything.
I love
Ted,
the
you weren't
Olympics.
there. He
I'm
couldn't
sad
shut
when
up.
they're done.
Even synchronized swimming. I just shut my mouth. I know it's stupid, but it's amazing what they're fucking doing.
Yeah, I mean, it's
It's
just
amazing.
they're
Am I
upside
right?
down with their have their heads
Heads
down
upside
and their
down.
legs up top
Yeah.
doing. I mean,
For
it's
a minute
it's
and a half.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. They're so athletic. I mean, I don't
mean, I can
love
appreciate
it, but I
it,
can
yeah.
Well, they're not even
appreciate the
getting
athleticism.
Paid. I mean, they're not even getting paid for it. I mean, they're just doing this just to do it. I mean, you're talking about the amount of practice and dedication to this discipline, and it's not like they're professional athletes. At least in those disciplines. I'm not talking about like USA basketball where they're well compensated, but yeah, these people go out day in day out, like shooting, biathlon, the more obscure sports, just because they love it and just to perform for that few minutes. So I guess that's worth it right there. I guess some woman who was a Harvard graduate, she took up cycling like just 6 years ago, and then she just won the Olympic gold medal in cycling.
That's
yeah,
exactly
she did.
what-
That was really cool.
Yeah.
That's exactly what Flea said last night from Red Hot Chili Peppers. In the
Oh,
closing-
yeah, in the closing
exactly what
ceremony,
Ted
yeah.
said. He goes, "I'm looking forward to it. I love the Olympics." He goes, "I go crazy about it because of all the obscure sports and the people that are in those sports. It's their passion. It's not about getting compensated.
Right.
It's crazy, and you're introduced to it. And he's like, I cry, I laugh because it's so emotional. You see somebody that's dedicated their entire life to some obscure sport, and here they are on the biggest stage in the world in front of everybody.
Yeah, I mean,
Especially the ones that aren't going to get like commercial deals for it afterwards.
yeah.
There's a lot of people that will make money in their marketing and stuff for the higher rated sports, but a lot of those they're not going to get anything.
yeah, that's what I don't care about like USA basketball. Yeah, I mean, obviously they're all professional athletes, but that defeats the whole purpose of the Olympics. It's supposed to be an amateur event.
We keep talking about that.
yeah.
That hasn't been the case.
I know,
for-
but it's supposed to be.
I guess my biggest problem is that at the end, and it seemed like this to me, that every time somebody from America lost, they complained that the other guys were cheating. I mean,
I never saw that.
I saw a lot of that. A lot of that.
Yeah,
in,
not
in,
on the
in
broad.
No,
swimming,
the Chinese guy, he
maybe
won
on
in the
socials
pool.
or something.
yeah,
No, he won in the
swimming and
pool,
running.
But I guess the guy, as soon as they finished theirs, I guess the guy, they said that the time he had is like almost like it seems like impossible to get whatever he did, and I don't know if it was the 100 meters, but then as soon as he won, like the guy next to him basically said he's doping. He took the guy across the lane from him.
Yeah,
It
just seemed like there was a lot of complaining, and then the whole thing with the gymnastics medals and
that's
the
really
girl they
disturbing.
got stuff
they
taken
said
away.
When she got ripped off, they said like she had like 1 minute to file. I didn't know this, but I guess like something about the degree of difficulty. So she had a minute. She had like a minute because she was the last act of the last routine. So she has 1 minute to file an appeal.
I appeal
And-
automatically.
And they said
if I lose,
and they said she was 4 seconds late.
1 minute
appealing.
and 4 seconds.
Yeah.
To the appeal.
Yeah, and that's why it was denied, and so she lost the bronze medal. But then, like a replay showed that she did appeal within the minute, so that's another
See,
controversy.
maybe I enjoy it so much because I'm not paying attention to all the bullshit after, because they're not
Right,
doing
you're
this
just
on the
paying it-
broadcast.
right.
I'm watching the broadcast.
no, I mean watching the women's volleyball.
Oh, that's
women's
so
volleyball
good.
guys
It
and
was fun.
inside.
I like the volleyball.
I'm
yeah.
not much of a
I don't
beach
like the
volleyball
beach
guy.
volleyball.
No,
I like the
I like
indoor
the
volleyball.
beach.
Yeah.
Dude,
I like both.
Yeah,
Like incredible, absolutely incredible. And
both
I
the
watched,
men's and the women's.
Yeah, but I'm talking about, and I don't even care America, whatever. They was just absolutely awesome. And then it was just some of the stupid stuff that I don't know, man. It just rubbed me the wrong way.
What about the closing ceremony? Tom Cruise, he rappels down, and then he gets the Olympic flag. Then he gets on the motorcycle and rides up the street in Paris. Because he's
Did you
technically
watch it?
taking.
Yeah, I watched
Wasn't
it.
he like? And I understand he was on a mini bike, right? Because he's so small. It wasn't a real bike.
No, it was like it was a yeah. So he takes
a
it-
moped or
yeah, he takes it,
something.
and supposedly that's supposed to be a symbolic transition because of the next Olympics
the
are in
handoff.
L.A. Yeah, in
Yeah.
LA.
It's a
So,
handoff of the flag.
So he
yeah.
comes
Yeah.
down. He's obviously on a like a bungee.
Yeah, they show
obviously
He's our
arched in there.
representation
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
the United
he's
States.
He's 63 years old. So I mean,
I know.
He is.
Couldn't they find somebody that's like
Ryan Gosling.
that's younger?
More
Yeah,
current.
I mean,
Jackie
Yeah.
Chan,
I love Tom Cruise. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, I thought there's.
I love him too.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
except for
He's
his
a 63-year-old
except
man
for his
doing that.
crazy Scientology beliefs.
And he is looking kind of weird. He's had some work done, right?
Yeah,
His
obviously
face
he
is
does.
He's
63 years old.
He
but
looks.
He still looks like
like.
he's 35.
You know what he looks
Yeah.
like? You remember Patrick Swayze? He had a brother that was like a year younger or older. He looked identical, except there was something off about him. He looked like a weird Patrick Swayze. Like if you
Oh, yeah,
saw
I
him,
know
you
what
go,
you're saying. I know
"That's
what you're
Patrick Swayze," and you go, "Oh no, it's not."
Yeah.
It was his brother.
Like multiplicity.
Yeah.
he was like a copy of a copy.
No, I mean,
It's Metric Swayze.
but they look
Exactly.
like. So Tom Cruise on the closing ceremony looked like. Is that Tom Cruise or is that like
Oh,
a
I mean,
double?
he's real recognizable, but you could tell. I mean, he's had some work done. His hair is like dark.
Yeah.
colored. I mean,
Yeah,
he's
like-
63. I'm assuming he's got some naturally great. I mean, I was just
He
curious to
looked
see
like you, Ted, right?
if he wasn't like in a hyperbolic chamber. I'm sure whatever he's doing, he's probably doing blood transfusions to stay as young as possible. But
I bet he does everything.
if he just aged naturally,
Probably. He's
in incredible
personal
shape.
trainer. Yeah. If you have personal trainer, the best diet. He has a personal chef, I'm sure, who gives him the best of the best
this
food
is
at all
Ted's.
times.
This is Ted's thing for everybody
I know,
who's wealthy and older. They'll have a personal trainer,
Yeah.
a personal
Personal
chef,
chef.
yeah, hyperbolic chamber, yeah, blood transfusions.
Personal skydiver. They want to go skydiving. They have their guy do it.
Drinking the blood of young children to
Yeah.
stay.
And I said to Teddy,
Stuff like that,
I said to Teddy, I
Just
said,
simple stuff like that.
I said, Teddy, what about jacking off? He goes, yeah, somebody does it for him.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to do that.
It's called a hand job.
Is that how that started?
Yeah.
That's how. Oh, that's how that
Not
started.
masturbating if somebody does it for you.
Oh, that is very true. All right, let's get this thing rolling. This is the Real Three Idiots podcast. Obviously, my sister Jackie is sitting in today.
Yep.
And happy, are you ready for this? National Middle Child Day. Yeah.
The-
Now, I don't
the
have
one-
to ask my sister.
The ones that were left behind.
Yeah.
The ones that were forgotten.
Yeah. No, the middle child is like, you have the first one, they're good. You have the second one, and then the parents go like this, you know what? I really wanted two good ones. We can do better than that.
No, you
Right?
know what the middle child
Poor
is? It's
middle
like
child.
the middle child's like the Phantom Zone in Superman. You just go in there, you're just kind of
Yeah.
and you don't really have an
Do I have
identity. You're just
superpowers
there.
in here? No, this is the Phantom Zone. Oh, this sucks.
So this is a day we celebrate Jan Brady.
Jan Britt.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Marsha.
Yeah, she was, you know what? She was
But then
the worst one.
she was dating George Glass.
Oh, God.
Because she's jealous. Because they're jealous of the older one.
Hi, George Glass.
Yeah.
They're jealous of the older one. The older one's always the favorite, and the younger one's going to get the most attention, and the middle one is just left to fend for themselves.
Well, yeah, because they're the worst.
Yes.
I mean, let's be honest. Middle children are the worst.
Oh.
I mean,
Who's the middle child if there's like 7 kids?
Everybody's
you-
screwed.
Everybody between 1 and 7, basically, right?
Right.
What if you were seventh?
Because
What if you
there's
were
5
seventh-
failures
What if
in
you were?
there.
What if you were a seventh son of a seventh son? Oh, that's never mind.
Well, Steve is one of 5. He's the youngest.
Okay.
So then I guess
Yeah.
So
three of his
everybody-
One of, his,
sisters are.
one of his sisters, several of his sisters are the worst. All right.
2 and 3.
So we have a very special thing for you today. We have Ted's tips, but Ted will not be doing Ted's tips. It will be Mark, and Teddy will be doing Mark's movie mentions.
But I didn't write the
like
movie.
Bizarro
mention. It's not
World.
my movie.
No,
It's
no,
not
no.
my movie,
No,
and it's
Ted.
not. And the tip is not Ted's.
Well,
tip.
we know the movie Ted's doing. My Breakfast with Anya.
I just don't want anybody to think. I just don't want anybody to think that Ted's just doing my thing and I'm just doing his
No,
thing.
my
Oh,
job.
no.
My job is to assign blame if the movie mention goes wrong to Mark.
Yeah.
For
And,
artists.
No, that's why I'm saying this. I'm
just be
I'm
like,
pre-
Jackie
prefacing
gave me this information. I don't know.
and this is
Fine.
beautiful. I literally just to kind of screw Mark over, and I don't want to, don't tell him. But I picked an unanswerable question.
That's
I
kind
did.
of rude.
I
You
picked an
keep spoiling it.
no. It's unanswerable.
Take that goddamn pinky ring off.
No,
right
come
now.
on,
I feel
man,
like
I
you're gonna. I
love
feel like
this.
you're gonna.
Come on.
Hey,
Remember that?
Are you engaged or are you going to order a hit on somebody with that pinky ring?
This is a murder ring, Ted. Yeah, it's not an
You
engagement.
should be
ring.
stroking a cat like Dr. Evil with that ring.
I hate cats, but I'm getting a big white cat.
He's got a big pillow.
no,
on it.
hair. It was hairless. It was a hairless.
Wasn't it?
Oh,
hairless?
it was a hairless
Oh my
cat.
god, that makes it even worse.
The opposite of a big white cat.
A tiny anorexic cat,
cat.
and it doesn't eat because I don't feed it.
Turns out
Because I don't like
it's
it.
a rat. That's a rat, Matt.
Yeah. Sir, that is a different kind of animal. All right, it's time for Ted's tips. Please remember that following Ted's advice can lead to homelessness, colorblindness, explosive diarrhea, and a sudden and frequent urge to scream at horses. Okay. Mark,
Yo.
we don't have you know what? I was at Savannah's house today. My goal was to write a really cool poem because Mark's been poeming it up.
Yes.
And to be honest with you, I ended up staying there way too long and doing way too much stuff. And I'm just looking at all the things I have to fix. So I kind of got a little carried away. So no song, no poem. Yeah, but I can get right to the tip. Mark, here is your tip. And obviously it starts with Ted. Ted, I have a problem and you need to help me fix it. Wow, that's kind of that's kind of like demanding. Not like can you or All right. We have family parties and my aunt makes, and this is in quotes, taco salad. It's awful. It does have taco chips, but it has grapes, ketchup, canned chicken.
God.
Just the thought of this and so many other things that don't go together. It's actually grotesque to mention.
Grapes and ketchup?
I don't
What?
think about it. Just don't
Okay,
think about it.
all
We
right.
have been secretly taking spoonfuls and discreetly throwing them away to not make her feel bad. So now they're already fucking with her, and she keeps making this. So this is the problem.
Well, they're trying not to hurt her feelings.
okay, and this could have been here. They would have not needed this tip had they done this the right way. This is gross, and just gave her a good slap. Okay, but whatever.
He's saying that because he got a pinky ring on.
Yeah. And then I tell yous right now, don't bring the taco salad again, or I'll give you a slap.
Yeah, I'll backhand you with my ring.
Last week, my stupid cousin, and everything starts with your stupid cousin. Last week, my
everybody's got
stupid
one.
cousin thought my aunt had left and yelled out, "Can we throw Auntie's crap salad out? The smell is making the dog sick." Now, here's the worst part. Unfortunately, we laughed. My aunt, who was still there, grabbed the bowl and stormed out. We need to make this right. We have no idea how to fix this. You got to help us out. Carmen, 45, Albany, New York. And he adds this. I was on a cruise ship about 10 years ago and a woman jumped off. There's no way you could live through that. So this is
So
directly.
random.
Well, I mean, if you're part of that, I mean, if you were there,
Yeah.
I mean, I've been on a couple of cruise ships. I still don't see how anybody could jump off and live.
Some guy just jumped off. He got in an argument with his parents and jumped off right in front of him because he was just having a bad. He was
Had
drunk,
a bad
obviously.
day.
Yeah,
That was
so-
on the show.
Yeah. That was several months ago. Yeah. All right, Mark.
All right, I'm assuming Carmen's a girl, not a guy. You said right.
assume immediately.
I know. That
Okay,
was perfect.
so Carmen, here we go. So
I actually don't know. Carmen could be.
usually I think it's
Could be
a
an
it's
Italian.
a, it's
Could
a
be an
woman.
Italian,
Yeah.
Italian guy's name.
Yeah,
on it,
it's
too.
Italian.
I have no idea.
Carm.
Didn't say.
Oh, okay. So I'm just gonna say some things just ain't right, and this is one of those things. And you cannot make this right. It's fucking hilarious, is what it is. But okay, that being said, let's assume. Let's do some assuming here. Let's assume Auntie.
Ted, does any of this sound familiar to you?
I have nothing to do with this.
You've got to assume.
Nothing to do with
All right.
this.
Let's assume Auntie likes the salad.
She has to, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Let's assume
All
that.
right. All right.
After all, she's bringing it to every family event, proudly bringing it to every family event. So it's her recipe. We fucking know that for sure. Grapes, ketchup, right? There's no disputing. She didn't get this off the internet.
Wait,
She made this up.
What's that one song?
Oh, I've
she's
gotta look
she's
that up.
bringing on the heartache.
Yeah, no. So we can assume that one, Auntie likes it, and two, it's her recipe. All right. So, all right. So we know that for sure. So here's kind of a sensible thing to do. All right. Since the salad seems to be like just all mixed up with a ton of weird shit in it, all you have to do. Maybe there's 20 or 30 people at this family gathering. Everybody needs to pick an ingredient that doesn't agree with them. Like, I don't like ketchup. I don't like grapes. I can't eat this because it's got gluten in it. I can't eat. So one by one, everybody just says, I can't eat the salad. So it eliminates everybody in the room so nobody eats the salad.
But they ripped on it.
They want to know how to fix
I know,
that
but
part.
this is
Okay.
why they ripped on it, because everyone has an individual, like, they don't like something in the salad. So they're like, Auntie, we don't eat the salad because I don't eat grapes. I can't eat grapes. They don't agree with me.
You know I can't.
I don't eat, I don't like ketchup. Somebody says. And then another cousin says, I can't eat those chips. I can't eat corn. I'm allergic to corn. And it goes on and on and on. We didn't mean to bash the salad. We were just joking, but we can't eat it. So don't bring it anymore. That's it.
What? That's how you walk that back? She's mad.
All right. Here's the nonsensible. Okay. The next time she brings a salad,
She's never going to.
oh, she's going to bring it again.
Oh, she's going to be
Oh, she's
bring
gonna-
a big
she's from-
bowl of
This
it.
is a fucking New Yorker here. Auntie's bringing it again.
So
Whether you like it or
she's
not.
she's gonna double down.
She's
and
doubling
make
down.
add a little more ketchup.
That's exactly what's happening.
Couple more
She's
grapes.
bringing it.
She's going to make everybody take a bite in front of her.
You know she
Hey.
is.
Oh, yeah.
Auntie's here, and I brought the fucking salad.
Yeah.
Got my taco salad, bitches.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
So now, so we know, we're assuming that's going to happen. We know it's going to happen. These are New Yorkers.
Oh, you're right.
So
you're
now,
right.
next time she brings a salad, here's what you do. Everybody laugh it off. All right, here we go. Thank you. But you got a plan.
We're renaming it crap salad, by the
Right,
way.
no. And then everybody laughs about that too. She leaves the room. You put that fucking salad on the floor immediately for the dog. The dog gets into it, rips the shit out of the salad. It's everywhere. You come back in the room. You're like, oh my god, the dog got in the salad. We can't eat the salad. The dog loves your salad.
What if the dog doesn't eat it?
Well, the dog will
Wait,
get into it. The dog,
didn't Carmen say the dogs are?
No, his stupid cousin. His stupid cousin said it's
made a crack about it.
You-
making the
no,
dog
but
sick.
this
so
is
if the
bullshit.
dog, but if the salad's on the ground and the dog appears to have gotten into it, then nobody needs to eat the salad. And you just do that every time. She brings the salad again.
Well, you
Dude,
just
gotta
knock it on the floor?
And then you got to say, listen. Then you got to say, okay, listen, we got to come up with a plan here because the fucking dog loves your salad, and the dog gets to the salad before any of us. So let's try and figure this out. We said we can't eat the salad. That didn't work. The nonsensible thing is let the dog rip through it when she's not looking. Plant it for the dog so no one has to eat
Wait,
it.
dogs can't eat grapes.
Right.
That's
What?
not.
That's
yeah,
it.
it's-
Well, that's why the dog
So you're
doesn't
gonna
eat
kill
it.
a dog?
The dog just rips through it. All right. So I would, in all seriousness, I would just say, listen, nobody really likes the salad. Why don't we come up with a recipe together that we all like? Why don't you come over
yeah,
one
you
day?
gotta
You and I,
apologize.
Carmen said, why don't you come over one day, Auntie? You and I will make a salad, and we'll show everybody what a taco
I mean, I
salad
just
is.
Googled it. There's about 1,000
I know.
taco salad recipes, and not one. I put in the ingredients
Well,
with ketchup
I
and
No.
grapes.
No, I'll tell you what the ingredients are right now: Doritos, ground beef, onions, green goddess dressing.
I never even heard of that.
Yeah, that's a taco salad. Diced
What's
lettuce.
green goddess dressing?
It's a dressing by I don't know if
a
it's
green god.
called green goddess. Yeah, you never heard of green goddess dressing?
Yeah, no, I
put,
like it.
salsa and sour cream on it and guacamole.
No, I mean so
Yeah,
you do,
yeah.
So you do ground beef,
Cheryl does a great one.
ground
yeah.
beef, Doritos, diced tomatoes, onions, lettuce, the green goddess dressing. I think that's it.
But
You
that's
just mix it
not
all together.
her special.
Isn't it a big shell? Isn't it like the taco salad, like a big shell that you
Oh, I
get?
guess
that's
hers is more
edible,
taco dip.
And then you just
Yeah.
oh
Yeah.
okay.
No, that's like something. This is something
I
that you
see.
bring in a bowl. But
An appetizer.
Just
So
get
I-
it from Costco next time.
so in all seriousness, I would just.
I do like that concept where you just like,
With
you know
the
what,
dog?
we've been, no, where the dog takes a shit in the salad? No, that's a terrible idea. But no, I mean, I do like the concept of owning up to it, having her come over and say, listen, we're sorry, but there's a lot of things in there we can't eat.
Yeah.
And let's come up with something together. Maybe make a family.
That's our family
Make a
taco
family
salad. now.
salad. Everybody
And we're
gets
gonna name it-
together,
Everybody like suggest one ingredient.
and you know she's going to scream out grapes.
No grapes. Auntie.
Ketchup.
No grapes.
Fuck you and your grapes, Auntie.
So that's in all seriousness what I would do. I would just explain to her nobody really likes it. It's not our thing. Come on over and we'll figure it out. And we're going to make a salad that everybody likes. And in every
Yeah.
event, you make that salad according to the recipe that we came up with. It's yours. You take ownership. Everyone will eat the shit out of it. End of story.
And Carmen
She's
has
gotta
to
have a sense
say,
of
like,
humor.
we should have said something earlier. We shouldn't have let it go on. We didn't want to hurt your feelings. Instead, we laughed behind your back.
she was enabled. You enabled bad behavior is what you did. You enabled bad behavior.
And listen, if that doesn't work,
It's our fault. You did this.
We've done this in our family, Matt.
and if that doesn't work, put it on the floor for the dog.
Minus the grapes, because that'll kill your dog.
Wait, honestly,
Yeah, dogs can't have grapes.
why not?
It'll make them sick.
It's all water.
That's bullshit.
It's
Because
like
it says
99% water.
But it says dogs can't have chocolate, and my dog ate an entire magic cookie bar.
Yeah, my grandma
and
literally
lived.
feeds her dog chocolate.
Yeah. So I mean, I bet some dogs can have grapes and like special kinds of grapes. Dog grapes? I have no idea. I honestly don't know. All right. Excellent job. So
Yes.
Mark, fantastic job. Ted has
Let the
A
dog
lot.
decimate the salad.
Ted has some big shoes to fill.
Who let the dog out? Oh, I'm sorry.
You
What
know,
was I saying?
Mark did not even once mention poisoning Auntie, so I'm very impressed.
She's poisoning her family with that taco salad. She doesn't have to.
It's true. She's already taken care of it.
Next time, she may poison it on them.
I know.
might.
After what happened.
Dog's dead.
You know what? If she does bring that salad, I would tell her just don't eat it. And because if
She
if
put
she brings
laxatives all in
it,
there.
if she brings it, she's not leaving the room. She's not leaving the room. She's going to sit there and she's going to be like,
Pass it
okay,
around.
yeah. She's going to be like, all right, everybody, grab a plate, grab a fork,
Yep.
get to eat, motherfucker.
Auntie's here.
Yeah,
New Yorkers are tough, and they got a sense of humor. They'll get through this.
I hope so. All right, I got this. There are so, you know what? When we finally elect a president, everything after that is going to be so anticlimactic. Honestly, it is going to be so
I
anticlimactic.
kind of hope so.
I do too. But this one I like. There's a guy called Little Pump. Little Pump. He's a rapper. Okay, and I know it's hard to believe, but Trump actually had him at one of his rallies.
Oh.
Yeah. Now this is kind of funny. When Trump introduced him, he introduced him as Little Pimp.
No way.
Are you
Close
serious?
enough.
He did.
Close enough.
Little Pimp, Little Pump. I mean, honestly, Little Pimp I think is better than
Yeah.
Little Pump.
Is it Little or Lil?
Lil Pump. Yeah.
Lil Pump.
But Little Pimp is actually way better.
Kind of rolls off
Lil
your tongue
Pimp.
a little better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does. It does. Okay. Now, Lil Pump said that he would leave the United States if Kamala Harris was elected president.
Okay.
Oh, he's leaving too. I thought George Clooney was leaving the United States when Trump was elected
Right,
president.
right.
Wait. He doesn't live in the United States anyway.
He doesn't?
He doesn't,
I don't know,
yeah.
because a lot of people said that they were going to leave.
Roseanne Barr, all those
Well,
celebrities.
Ted, you can't get Ambien
They were
in other countries. It's only in America,
They
so
were
there's just no way
triggered.
she's leaving.
Madonna. Oh, she doesn't live here either. So.
Yeah. Wait, none of them live in America?
Well, the
Just
people,
let him ramble on.
the celebrities who were living in
I mean,
America.
he's not making any
Well,
sense.
we're busy on our phones.
The
That guy doesn't.
The celebrities who were living in America when Trump got elected, they lost their mind and said if he did get elected, we're leaving the country. Obviously, none of them did. So,
But you
that's
just
fine.
mentioned people that don't live in the country.
Right.
Previously.
Right.
Previous.
So,
Right.
so they're
You just
still
said,
not going to
oh,
leave.
Yes,
Madonna,
I-
Madonna
Brad-
said she's
Brad
going to
Pitt.
leave.
Yes, I
but
am.
Obviously,
I-
she
I'm
doesn't
talking
live
about
here.
the people who are here. Because
Yeah.
there's so many
There were a
celebrities
lot
who
of
live
people.
abroad.
Who,
Yeah.
There were a lot of people who said that.
Yeah.
Said random
Yep.
things. Okay, so
Yeah.
so Lil Pump, I almost said Little Pimp.
I want to call him
Lil
Lil
Pump
Pump.
is going to leave, and I thought I would help him out by if he's going to leave the country. I wanted to, and because I think he has a problem with women in charge. Okay.
Okay.
And I wanted to give him a couple of countries that have female leaders, so he doesn't go. Okay. So
Yeah.
I didn't know this. I picked some nice places: Denmark, Barbados, France, Greece, Honduras, India, Italy, New Zealand, Samoa, Peru, Trinidad and Tobago, and Uganda. All have female leaders. So Lil Pump, little news for you.
Paris and LA, too.
Oh, I said France.
You said France?
France. That's Paris.
Germany?
Germany. I don't have that on the. I didn't
Isn't
have
that
on the
Angela
list.
Merkel though? Isn't she? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. I just.
yeah.
I
Add
just had
Germany
some.
to the list.
Okay,
Yeah.
I just had some of them. But listen, when you're picking your new place to go, you seriously have a problem with women. So don't go to any of those places because you're gonna have the same problem.
Right.
Yeah, and here's the best part. Some of them are also black and or Indian. So just be careful where you're going. Yeah, be real careful where you're going.
Because the
I
rest of
just
the world
found
is
out.
a little more civilized.
Well, I just found out that Kamala Harris is black. Yeah, I didn't know that either until Trump let me know that she is. Okay, so I thought that would be kind of fun, and this was really cool. Back in 1989, speaking of women presidents, during a conference of former presidents, Gerald Ford said, if there was ever a woman who became president, this would happen. Guys would have a hard time ever getting back in office. He said once a woman became president, electing a man would be very difficult. He said that way back in 1989.
because women would be so much better at the job.
I believe that's
Right,
what
that's
he
what
was,
he's implying.
Yeah. Now he also said, now this makes it a little less good. He also said that the way for a woman to be president would only have been if she were vice president and the man who was elected would die, and then she would take over.
Well, in a way,
That's the only way
he's sort of
we
right.
would ever have a
Except,
But then
female
she's still
president.
obviously
except the
like,
president's just he's just like clinically alive. So he's clinically alive.
Well, that
at
would
this
make
point. It's
sense, and that would hold water if Hillary Clinton didn't win the popular vote. I mean, she won the popular vote.
She did.
So, I mean, but I know how our country works. I'm not confused. She didn't win the election. I get it. But she won the popular vote
right.
by over 3 million
Yeah.
votes. So
But it's all about the electoral college. That's all it is.
that's
yeah.
all you keep saying. I know, but that defeats the point of what I'm trying to make.
Right.
The American people did elect her, but the electoral college is what.
It's all about the electoral college.
Yeah.
Just
Right.
so you know.
That's the rules.
And the Benjamins.
So, did you guys hear about this guy that buys websites, political websites?
I did.
I did not.
He bought
No.
HarrisWaltz.com and all the other like Waltz Harris, whatever, like 6 years ago or something like that.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He buys up.
He,
So
there-
he
there's
bought.
just him and a bunch of other people. They just buy up these
So then-
political websites of potential running, whoever's running for Congress or running for president.
Yeah, he bought Biden, Harris. He
Yeah.
bought a bunch of them.
Yep.
So they have to go purchase it back from
Yes,
him?
that's the idea.
Oh,
And I guess he had,
seems wrong.
I thought it was illegal. I didn't think you were able to do that anymore. Like,
To buy other people's names?
Yeah,
that seems
Yeah.
pretty weird.
Yeah, but it was unbelievable, right? I think he wanted like 15. He had Clinton. Forgot who her running mate was. He had that website.
Oh yeah,
And-
who was Hillary Clinton's running mate? Who was running with her? Anybody? Oh, none of us remember who
I have
Hillary
no i-
Clinton's
I-
vice president
I have no
was.
idea. Yeah, I have no idea. I totally forgot.
Okay, so we'll just say Hillary Matt. That's what she bought because obviously I would have been a great
Trying
vice
to
president.
picture the.
It was a dude, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it a white dude?
Tim Kaine.
Tim.
Oh, that's
Oh,
right. Yeah,
okay.
Senator Tim
From
Kaine,
Virginia.
Yeah.
So
you
he
could
had
have said any name. I would have
he
said
had
yes, just
this,
so you know.
this guy had Clinton Kane back in 2016, and he tried and when they were campaigning, he tried selling it to them, and they offered him like $500, and he was like, "No, forget it."
$500.
And then he did. He wanted 15 grand for it, and they offered him a crazy low number. I don't remember, it was $500. And then who ended up buying it for 15 grand?
Trump.
Trump.
Yep, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he could. So yeah,
So they could just use it as like a
yeah use it as like a bullshit thing to make
Right.
up all the different stories about stuff. You know what? That
And
actually
he sold it to him too.
God. Oh well, yeah. Of
The
course
highest
I
bidder
would.
has the highest bidder. That's all.
Of course I would. All right. So you know what? We'll go with crazy stuff. You guys heard about Trump's claim about the helicopter thing?
Yeah, like he was in a helicopter that
Yeah,
had
he
an
got two, black
emergency
guys mixed
landing.
up.
Emergency landing or
Dude,
something.
is that? I mean, I told you this is going to be Trump's undoing. The whole race thing is literally going to be his undoing.
Yeah, I mean it's just
You
it's
know he's
bizarre.
only a couple of weeks away from dropping the big one. You know he is. You know he is. So he said that he was in a plane in a helicopter with Willie Brown, who was dating at that had dated Kamala Harris years before.
Right.
He said they were about to go down, and they had like an Almost Famous flashback. You ever see that movie Almost Famous?
Yeah.
Where they're in the plane and they're going down.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
everybody just starts. I mean, I think Seinfeld did it. Everybody
Yep,
does it, right?
yeah.
Where you start screaming stuff like, I banged your wife.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm gay. And, they all just yell stuff. And he said that during that time when they thought they were going to crash, he said Willie Brown just said really terrible things because that's Trump's MO, right?
Right.
He said terrible things about
Worse
Kamala
things than
Harris.
anybody else has ever said.
Yeah, worse, absolute worst things. And that's what happened. And it turns out that, number one, he was actually on a plane with Jerry Brown,
helicopter.
a helicopter.
Yeah,
Instead of Willie Brown, he
Jerry
was on
Brown
a
was
plane
the governor.
with,
That's
yeah,
the governor of California. At the
A
And
white
it
guy,
wasn't.
a white guy. Okay,
Okay, oh,
but then he also it ends up that somebody came out and he was a councilman, an LA councilman came out.
Yeah.
A black guy,
Yeah.
who said that he was actually on that plane on that helicopter with him, and there was engine problems, but he goes, "I was the tall, thin black guy instead of the short, chunky black guy that you
Oh.
thought."
And it wasn't that dramatic either. He's like, it wasn't
Yeah.
that much of a thing. It was just a glitch.
Yeah,
But the fact that he took that name and then fabricated that whole story just tells you his MO. That's what he does, right?
everything. I mean, that's and he
But
put
now he
actually
got
put it in a book.
busted. He got busted.
And then his followers just they believe everything he says.
And you realize, so when they said, "Hey, you got the wrong black guy," he said, "Nope." This is how he doubled down. "Nope, I got paperwork that says Willie Brown was on that helicopter." So, whenever you get on a helicopter, does everybody write their names down? And then
Yeah,
what you
there is
talked
a
about?
manifesto, yeah.
I bet there's a lot of
I
manifestos.
mean, a manifest. I'm sorry, not manifest.
I
There's
mean,
a
just when you
manifest.
get on a random plane.
Yeah, you have to
Or a
know.
helicopter?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, everyone knows who's on that
He
plane.
doesn't
In
have
case
that.
it crashes, I mean, I guess
Yeah, no, they
anything,
do. You
anything
cannot-
that
it's
flies
a-
if it
but
crashes.
It's
Trump
an
doesn't
FAA
have that.
Oh, no, he doesn't have it. But it's an FAA thing. Yeah, you can't.
Well,
was it like a few good men? He doctored the tower chief's logs. There was no flight from Guantanamo Bay
See,
to
Ted,
Andrews
yeah.
Air Force Base from 2 a.m. It didn't exist.
sir, there was no helicopter flight.
I just need to see the tower chief's logs, and then we'll leave.
You know who wasn't on that helicopter? Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Oh, he's on a different helicopter.
He was on a different one, yeah.
Yeah, that never made it. We see that at Andy's trip, right?
Yeah,
That's
the hill.
Wisconsin Dells. That's where it
Yeah.
happened.
No.
No,
Alpine
Alpine.
Valley.
Valley. Excuse me.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
yeah. When we're golfing, we see that thing. It's funny because it's not that high of a mountain. It's not even a mountain. It's like a hill that he ran into.
Yeah,
so it's
ski
kind
hill.
of
Yeah, but
weird.
there was no visibility. The helicopter just rolls up, turned to the left, and went right into the fucking hill.
But don't you have to rise up? I mean, what is it? Is it at 500 feet, 1,000 feet? I don't know how tall it is, but if you know that there's
There's
a
all sorts
1,000
of
foot
radars
hill,
and-
right? If there's a 1,000 foot hill there, don't you go up 2,000 feet? I mean, just to be safe.
It's the same thing that happened to Kobe Bryant's helicopter. He couldn't see. He didn't know there was an elevation next to him.
I mean, but you're in L.A. You're in California. There's mountains. Don't you just fly above the mountains? I mean,
Well,
don't
this
you
is
just
a hill. There's hills, but
Yeah. Okay. I'm just saying.
I know.
All right.
It
So
sucks.
I mean, I'm kind of waiting to see when Trump and I'm predicting this September 1st. Trump's out of the race.
So now you're going to steal my glory.
No. I'm
You
going
actually
with
think
it.
that?
Yeah.
Wow.
I said it 6
Yeah.
months ago.
Yeah, he did. Mark said it.
I said both of them. I said neither Biden nor Trump is going to be on the ticket come November.
No, but now that there's a black woman running, it's literally set up for him. It's like on a tee. He's going to do the one thing you can't do.
I mean,
Very
he's
soon.
been making small mistakes constantly. You know, like the black jobs thing. And then after Simone Biles, Biles won, she tweeted like, "I love my black job."
Really? I didn't see that.
did,
That's
yeah.
I hear that.
Oh yeah,
Oh my God.
yeah. I think somebody first tweeted or whatever posted and said, Simone Biles killed it, at her black job, and she's with her medal. She's like, "I love my black
Yeah,
job."
Trump should have picked Nikki. He should have picked Nikki Haley as his VP. That's what he should have done if he was smart.
I was thinking the same thing.
Because basically, J.D. Vance is the new Sarah Palin. That's the bottom line, So
Yeah, but see, he wouldn't. He can't because she wouldn't have just gone along with everything that he said. I don't think, as much as she wants to be involved, J.D. Vance is probably one of the few people that would just, and that's why he was picked, who would just blindly follow anything that Trump said. I mean, what did he say the other day? He wants a million immigrants kicked out in the first 2 months or something. That's what he wants. That's his plan. Not building roads, not any of that. He just wants a million immigrants kicked out of America.
Oh, you play to your audience. I mean, right?
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Oh, did you see his photo in drag? I guess they found a photo of him in drag from years ago. He's wearing like a blonde wig. J.D. Vance.
Oh God, that's
It's
beautiful.
and it's definitely him. I mean, it's no doubt.
That's
It's
awesome.
There's no doubt it's
they
him. Yeah.
confirmed it. He admitted.
Yeah,
to
I mean,
it.
you can just look at the photo. It's
That
clear.
is-
It's clear.
that's
It's clearly
beautiful.
him without the beard. Without the beard, it's clearly him. So,
Oh my God!
and obviously, his campaign didn't deny it.
Do we have anything but politics now?
Yes.
All right.
Wow,
Yes.
So impatient. You got to be somewhere.
No, I don't want to end the show. I want to end this segment.
Yeah, we do have something besides politics, you bastard. You guys ever seen bullfighting?
I mean, on
Yes,
TV.
Yes. Not in real life.
Oh yeah, you've never been to a bullfight?
No, of course not.
They're
No,
not legal here.
Well, they're not. They're not. In fact, this is kind of funny. In Colombia, in 2027, bullfighting will be illegal, and there will only be 7 countries that you can fight a bull in.
Oh, let's guess.
Spain.
Yep, that's actually so. It actually started in Spain a long time ago, and it's super big. I can't.
Yeah.
Basically, I did some research. I can't ever envision them not doing this. It's really a very
Dude, those
Spanish thing.
matadors are like
Yeah.
Gods.
Portugal, Spain, Mexico,
Portugal?
maybe. I don't know. Is Mexico?
Portugal.
South America, some place.
Mexico,
South America, yeah.
Portugal. Yep. Venezuela, Ecuador, Peru, and France.
France really sticks out in that one.
Do they have them there? Do they have bullfighting
Yeah.
in France?
Yep,
Okay.
all of them. Yeah, it actually started in Spain, and this is kind of funny. You got to do research, right? Because when you look all this stuff up, Japan and Korea have bullfights. Okay, now you ready?
Okay.
No guys. It's just 2 bulls kicking the shit out
Fighting
of
each other.
It's just
So it's like a cockfight.
so. But here's the best part. There's 2 guys in there, and each guy, as the bulls kind of smash into each other and then separate and be like, I don't want to do this anymore. They push the bulls into each other.
Like rodeo clowns?
Yes, except the opposite, where they shove.
They're not. Yeah.
They shove the bulls into each other to make them smash into each other.
Some serious
It is-
animal abuse.
It's
yeah.
just like dog fighting. I mean, it's just
It is. It is.
prodding them and probably
worse,
hurting
yeah.
them
It's
to get
worse,
them to
yeah.
fight.
It is. If you look this up, okay, here I'll tell you, everybody. Stop listening to this right now. Look up Japanese and Korean bullfighting. It is the weirdest thing because it's a little guy. He's old. All of them were a little bit older, just shoving bulls to make them smash their heads together.
Why don't the bulls just turn around and?
So I watched for 5-6 minutes, hoping that one of the bulls would just turn and just gore the guy to death, and
Right.
then probably another guy would just run out and push the
So
do all-
so in bullfighting,
Next one.
So I think so. I've
Oh, like weaponize the human? beat the other bull up with the human?
I've researched bullfighting a long time ago, and I just saw some tidbits on it. They said, like, basically the matadors have the red cape, but they say the bulls can't see red, like they're colorblind. So they just go by the motion. They don't. It's not about the color of the cape. And I think every bullfight ends in the death of the bull. Unfortunately, that's why it's bad.
I think red is red.
So
is
does
red
that one? They fight till the death with the two bulls.
You know what? It was so stupid.
Well, the matador and the
it was
bull.
impossible for me to finish. But I don't think they die. Yeah, I think one just.
Not immediately.
I think one just finally quits and just like walks away.
Wait, I always thought, Ted, I always thought that red was their trigger color, like they could see
what I
red.
thought.
I thought I read something where they
Yeah.
don't go by the color. Like maybe they're not colorblind, but they don't go by the color. But I do like it when the bull wins. They showed a few like where the bull actually got the guy, and actually the horn like went through the guy's.
I've
You know
seen
what?
that.
So
Yeah.
You know what? Like what? Are we talking about his penis or his head?
through his
right
through
up his
Through his
throat.
throat.
chin, through his
Okay,
chin,
that's
yeah.
not his. You know what? That's through
Yeah,
his chin.
yeah. So
60 Minutes did a thing on it. That guy, there's a couple of them that were, the whole sport. They did it was an awesome segment of
Yeah.
60 Minutes
Yeah,
about
it was pretty cool, and they even have female.
That guy
matadors
lived.
now.
That guy that went
oh
through.
yeah,
That
okay.
guy.
Yeah, because I guess it doesn't have any.
But there's
vital
another
organs.
guy that
Yeah.
died. A couple other guys
Yeah.
that died. But
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a ton that we just don't hear
Yeah,
about.
and generally when it's over, the bull is not dead, but they take it off, and it's generally killed not in front of.
Yeah,
people.
they euthanize it. Yeah, they have to. So
Yeah.
it's sad.
Yeah.
It's sad.
It
You
is-
think they
It
could
is-
replace it with?
I could never watch
You think
that.
they replace it with something else? So if anything, why don't you just take the worst criminals from your penal system and put them in the ring and let them fight to the death? I
Oh,
mean,
here we
that's
go.
because that's what you really want to see.
North Korea.
That's
Ted,
what you really want
Ted,
to see.
you need to move to North Korea.
But I'm saying that's
I
what
mean-
the way it is in
I mean,
North Korea.
deep down, that's what people really want to see,
Hold on.
right?
And they feed them to the
that's what
dogs.
that is what used to happen though.
Well, that's the Roman Colosseum.
Yeah, that-
Can I
Yeah.
just say that if you put a very angry bull in a pit with, say, I don't know, like 6 or 7 rapists, I might watch. I might watch.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm going to change my mind. I would watch.
Well, it's like Beyond Thunderdome. Yeah, put in the worst of the worst. Just say, you know what? Instead of executing you, we'll put you in with a lion or a tiger that hasn't been fed in a week. You have no weapons, but if you can survive in there for like 10 minutes,
20 hours?
Well, you're not free to leave. You're not free to leave. We just won't execute you.
that
if you
wasn't
can
Beyond Thunderdome.
No, I'm saying, but I'm just giving the example, like the
Two
Roman
men
Colosseum,
enter,
like
one
the,
man leave.
like the Roman Colosseum.
Yeah, that is literally
that's
how
when
they
threw the Christians to the lions. So they'd fill up the Colosseum or the amphitheater, and they would just put the Christians in there, and they release the lions. And
Okay.
Well, and like they wouldn't have a trial to see if somebody was guilty of anything. They just decided they were.
well, it was just
thrown in
religious
there.
persecution. But I'm
Right.
talking
Well-
about taking the worst of the worst.
I got to be honest. If you got 20 convicted murderers, and you
With,
said
with no
and
hope
you-
of getting out, they're never going to get out, right? You're not
no,
going to
no,
let
no,
them
no,
go.
no, you
You're
let
not gonna
one
let them
go.
Yeah,
you
but
you let one go. The
Yeah.
one that lives.
Yeah, the last one.
Yeah, the
you
last
get to
one
go
gets
free.
to go free. Now,
Yeah.
now, by the way, you don't tell anybody, but you follow him up, and as soon as he gets out, right, and he waves and everything, and he's like, "I'm free. I'm going to go murder again." You just send somebody out to kill him.
But a lot of convicted murderers get off because they weren't guilty in the first place.
I mean, I
So
get
I
that.
mean,
I get that. It's look,
So
it's
you-
few and
even-
far
even if
between.
you're
But let's make it
convicted-
fun. Let's make it fun. You know what? Let's bring the fun back into murder. Here, there's a you in
I
murder.
shouldn't say a lot, but there's
Yeah.
Well,
there's
see,
plenty
It
of
happens.
many
It
cases.
definitely
Everybody's
happens.
worried about lethal injection. Is it causing the condemned person some pain? If they get the phenobarbital injection or the they have to
Nitrogen. That's what, I think
in
Alabama?
Georgia. Yeah.
Georgia.
So I think they already killed one guy with pure nitrogen, and then of course the attorneys for them say it's cruel and unusual punishment. Yeah. I'll tell you what, you could eliminate all that. Just put him in the ring with a wild animal or a bear, a grizzly bear, and if you can last 10 minutes, we'll have a little timer there. Televise it, sell some tickets. I guarantry you.
Oh, and the
you-
money
you-
goes to the families of the people
and you
that he
don't thi-
killed.
Yeah, and let's say
I think we've got a thing here.
and let's say
very sick thing.
I mean, let me tell you right now. We already know that would be the most watched thing ever. You already know
It
that,
would
right?
be.
Yeah. Let's face it. Yeah.
It would
They're going to be the small percentage that say this
Well,
is.
you'd have
this
to
is cruel
save
and
it for
inhumane.
somebody like a serial killer.
Yeah, get
you know what I mean?
the Green River Killer.
Yeah.
Or whoever's still in
I
prison.
can't believe
you
we're
know.
having this conversation,
Yeah.
but yes.
Yeah. Because you're not going to let the guy go. So you're giving this guy 3 meals a day. He's living in comfort. He's living better than a lot of people, and you're basically rewarding.
Yeah, but we know the outcome of that. Here's a better scenario.
Oh no.
Oh, it's better.
Take somebody who's bona fide.
Hold on, I'm
guilty,
writing this down.
Put him in a room, give him a samurai sword, and a bowl of Auntie's taco salad.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Close the fucking door. Close the door and see what happens.
He cuts his own head off.
See what happens.
No. You know what you're going to hear?
You have a
Right before
choice:
he-
eat the salad
tired.
or kill yourself.
Right before he kills himself, this is what you hear: grapes. Who the fuck puts grapes in a taco salad?
That's it.
And he-
That's your choice.
Just think of it like Squid Games for bad people.
oh my God!
Oh
Dude,
yeah.
You
That
eat the
would
taco
be-
salad, you can leave.
Yeah.
If you can
Wait,
finish
you ready?
this
You ready?
whole taco
You know what he says?
salad.
You know what he says? You mean all of it? All of it. Every.
Where's the dog?
Even the grapes?
How sharp is this knife? How sharp is this sword?
It's a butter knife.
Am I in here with a dog or no? Oh, that is so wrong. Okay.
That was good, Mark.
Yeah, that was good. All right, so I got a great story. This is absolutely fantastic. It's the greatest thing ever, and you guys can actually be, because you guys are very good at this now, you can be judge, jury, and executioner.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm in.
All right, follow. This is a little difficult. All right, a former victims advocate in San Francisco. Okay, he's working. He's a victims advocate in San Francisco. He works with the attorney general. Okay, he made a tiny mistake, small mistake. Okay, his female boss sent out an email. Okay, just a generic thing about whatever, and he mistakenly hit reply all. Okay,
Mistake number one.
Okay.
right. And he's going to use reply all as an excuse, just so you know, and accidentally typed in, "What color panties are you wearing?"
Oh.
and sent it.
This is true?
This is a true story.
I think I read that. Yes.
True story. Okay. So, what do you think happened to him?
He was promoted immediately.
Almost. Obviously, he was fired.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Obviously, he was fired.
He
Okay?
didn't get a chance to
Explain himself.
say I that's not what I wrote.
Let me explain.
No. He
It's
had.
not what I wrote. I didn't write that. My spell check. I didn't say panties.
Yeah.
Oh.
I said punties.
I said, "What color are your pansies?" I thought you had.
No. He had a better excuse. That's
Okay.
actually the worst excuse I've ever heard.
Okay.
He had.
You're not a good liar.
Okay, you ready?
He was using AI.
Right.
He had a much better
AI
excuse.
suggested. Okay,
Much,
all right,
much
okay.
better excuse. Ted, you probably use this excuse a lot, okay?
I don't send emails, but go ahead.
Here it is. He said his best friend's father had just passed away, okay? And when something really bad happens between him and his friends, they were all in the same frat in college. When something really bad happens, they send each other emails to cheer each other up. And he was sending this to his best friend whose father had just passed away, and he asked him, and he accidentally just typed it in the wrong email, what color panties was his friend wearing.
Oh, sure.
Because
yeah.
he's probably crying like a bitch, and he's thinking,
Yeah.
hey, what color panties are you wearing? That was his excuse.
That would make sense if you didn't hit reply to all.
That's the accident
Okay.
part. I mean, that's just a thing.
Wow.
Okay, so say you're HR, because he said this. This is all absolutely documented. He said that to HR.
Do they have a relationship?
Who? Oh no, him and the. Oh no. So he actually sent that to the San Francisco State's Attorney General. That was his boss.
Yeah, but they're
yeah.
not a couple.
No. Oh no.
Oh.
Nope.
So
Had
now
nothing
I
to do
am
with
bi-
her.
So now I am thinking he sent that.
But
out.
it is a
Right.
female. It is a female. The state's attorney general is a female.
She was a female.
Yeah, but he would never send that intentionally to her.
Okay, hold on. You're.
I mean, I was thinking they were having a relationship,
yeah.
and
I just-
everybody saw it, and it was
You've
just
got to
meant for her.
assume. You got to assume
Nope,
that they're
nope,
having
they,
a relationship.
They have no relationship whatsoever. They were not involved in any way. He just hit reply all and said,
Okay.
what color panties are you wearing? His excuse was he wanted to
Yeah.
send that to his buddy to cheer him up because his
Right.
dad just died.
Right.
Which, and I started thinking about this, okay? If Teddy broke his leg, I would probably send him, like,
A new leg.
an email. It probably said something like, hey, nice ass. Can I wear it as a hat? Just to cheer him up, Hey, Ted, your mom passed away. Nice hat. Nice ass. Can I wear it as a hat? And that would make him feel better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if it was just like
I can see the correlation.
what if it was a dare? Like his friend says, "I dare you." The next email that you get, you have to reply all. What color panties are you
and he's
wearing?
an adult man, and he did it.
Right.
No, but I was also thinking, like, if Mark was in a car accident, I would probably send him a cheer up email and said, "Hey, want to have a threesome?" It would cheer him up, wouldn't it? Would that make you?
Yeah, you're good at ending friendships. Yeah. You're like a professional friendship ender.
Okay, so now here's the deal. Okay, he obviously got fired. Okay, and he's having trouble finding a job.
Wait, can I ask one more question?
So you could ask any question you
Okay.
like. Please do.
When he sent this email,
Yes, sir.
reply to all. I forgot what I was going to say now. Go on. I'll think. It'll come back.
Okay.
Sorry.
So it was so out there that one of the people who got it put it out on social media that he did this. Okay.
Yeah, it went viral, of course.
Yeah, and it went
course.
viral,
Yeah.
of course. Okay, so now, he's fired. It's over, and he got himself a lawyer, and he's actually suing the state's attorney general.
Okay.
Yeah, because no one will hire him now because everybody knows about this, and he can't get a job because to his
I know
female
it's-
boss.
Yeah,
Okay, go ahead.
so what did one of his friend's fathers really die?
Yes.
So they collaborated that story.
That I don't know. I guess he probably. I mean, they're frat buddies. He probably collaborated the story just to do it. But yeah, his friend's father did.
Because
die.
I mean, this whole thing doesn't hold water. Nobody would do that intentionally, unless he had a relationship with her and he meant just to send it to her, but he'll reply about all. So didn't do that.
No relationship whatsoever.
So it sounds like he just did make a like a bad
Yeah,
mistake.
she's actually married.
Yeah,
no
but
relationship.
So why can't?
So this is the beauty of it, and you know what? You're hitting the nail on the head because I didn't even think about this, but it's funny that you did. He's suing his boss, and his lawyer is making a pretty solid argument. He's saying that no one could possibly believe that someone would send that email to their boss.
It doesn't make
well,
any sense.
Not just the boss, but the whole department.
Right.
Copied in.
Right.
So yeah, so you would just think just by logical.
So that's
sense.
the argument that his boss is making, Mark's argument, which at first when I heard it, until you just said it, that sounded like the stupidest thing in the world. But it's funny that you would come up with that concept. Yeah.
Well, I've been there, done that.
I've been fired a couple, 2-3 times for that.
Oh man, you know what? I've only had 4 female bosses, and I've only been fired from 4 jobs. That's all I'm saying. So you think that's a valid argument?
Of course.
Well, it's so ridiculous that no. Well, it's kind of like the argument when Jerry Falwell sued Hustler magazine back in the 70s because I guess they put on the cover of Hustler magazine Jerry Falwell's mother, the Reverend Jerry Falwell at the time, having sex in an outhouse bathroom.
Yeah.
So he sued Hustler magazine. So it went all the way to the Supreme Court. That was one of the free speech cases where they said that was satire. They basically said this is satire because no reasonable person would believe that Jerry Falwell's mother would be dressed in, lingerie, having sex in an outhouse bathroom.
J.D. Vance was.
Oh, okay. Well, that's different.
Literally, I know he's dressed in drag. Was he in an outhouse bathroom having sex with someone?
But it's the same
He
concept.
was having
So-
sex
yeah.
with a couch.
Yeah.
You know that.
He got a couch in there. He had a couch in the outhouse,
Was that a casting couch?
and it was not consensual.
You know what?
That couch did not want that.
Go away.
I will tell you this right now. I doubt, in all the times J.D. Vance has had sex, and I can't confirm this, but I would guess at least half the time
At least
it was not
once.
consensual.
At least
It was
once
at
he has a
least
child.
half the times it was not consensual. Do you see him?
Allegedly.
Oh my God, he is the creepiest person I have ever seen,
He's a U.S. senator, though.
dude.
You know what he is? He's like
So is Marjorie
no,
Taylor
no,
Greene.
he's the modern day. No, Marjorie Taylor Greene's a congresswoman.
Whatever.
No, but I'm saying,
How did we get back
you,
on politics?
No, you know who J.D. Vance is? He's the modern day Bluto Blutarsky. Bluto Blutarsky 0.0, and then they show what happens 20 years from now. Senator Mr. Blutarsky. He's Bluto Blutarsky from Animal
Great.
House.
But he went to Yale.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he went to Yale.
I went to Yale too. I think I ate at the cafeteria there one time, and then they asked me to leave. So
And you got arrested.
So I don't think this is a fireable offense. I don't think anybody who sends out an email that simply says that should be fired unless there's some straw that broke the camel's
that's-
back. If
that's
this
what
was a
I'm
track
thinking.
record,
History, yeah.
all right,
That's
that's
what I'm
enough,
thinking.
guys.
put him on a
This-
performance improvement plan, right?
Yeah, I mean,
performance improvement.
has he have a history of sending out these emails? Is he creeping on her? Is he creeping on other people? Is this like a thing that's been ongoing, or is it just one random thing and fuck you, you're fired? How dare you think
well,
about?
plus just
I
the
mean,
fact that the whole department's copied in, so obviously it's not even sexual harassment because if he was sexually harassing, say, his boss, who was a female, he would just send it to her directly, right? So just the circumstantial evidence would say, if I was his attorney, says, why would I
no,
include the whole
you could
department
sexually
in?
harass somebody in public.
No, but I'm saying, why would I? If I was going to sexually harass somebody at work, why would I CC in 50 other people to see that? Wouldn't I just do that to that person?
That's part of
alone?
their argument. That's what they're saying. But
I
it's
can't
not,
believe
I don't
you're
think
making
it's-
I can't believe you're making an argument that actually makes me think that he might win.
What was so bad about it anyway? Even if he did send it out like that.
I mean, have you taken sexual harassment training in
No,
the
he
workplace?
has not. He clearly he works
Because-
for himself.
Yeah.
No. I'm not saying he with. Let me rephrase that. Non-intention. It wasn't his intention. I understand if
that's
he
it's a-
intentionally sent that to her, what the problem.
Well, we don't actually know. We
Right,
don't
but what
actually
I'm
know if
saying
he
is,
intended to or
I
didn't
mean,
intend
just
to.
yeah, okay.
All right, but you know what?
But-
No, but he's right,
Yeah.
Mark. I mean, I can't believe I'm saying this,
Yeah.
but you're making a valid point that like I said, his lawyer said it's just so outlandish, and no one would possibly.
But
think
obviously,
that he
if he
could ever
did it intentionally, that's wrong, and
Well-
he probably should be fired.
Well,
do that.
months,
Well, he was.
months
He
from now,
was, but
months
now
from
he's suing to get. Now
months,
he's,
months from now, we'll find out if it settles out of court,
Yeah.
or I mean, chances are he's not going to get his job back, but they'll probably give him some,
Something to shut him up.
confidential settlement or something like
Yeah.
that, just to make him go away.
I've
So-
sent text messages before, and it was meant for somebody else. You respond. It's easier to do it on a text message than it is an email.
It is. It is.
So you got, I mean, you got two different chains
Yes.
going on, and you think you're responding to one, you respond to another, and how many times we get it? Oh, sorry, that wasn't meant for you.
Yeah.
Happens all the time on
It
text
does.
messages.
It does
It's
actually
different on
happen a lot.
emails, but I can see it happen on emails too. If you're not paying attention and you
You're
thumb
getting a
through
bunch
it-
of texts.
yeah,
and,
or
you're-
emails. I'm saying,
Yeah.
Okay, wait, but also that means he was using his work email
So
to
that
send an email to his friend.
yeah, but I don't know if that's wrong in that environment.
Most
My wife can use her work email.
we
to
work
send
for
me
the
an email.
government, though.
But they can track all that stuff.
Oh, my-
That's the problem. So
Right,
you
that shouldn't be-
because that's actually government property. So when
Right.
you're working for a company, whether it's a private or public company, when you use their email, that's their property. And so obviously, if you're going to send out something salacious, you probably want to use your private email, like your Gmail or your Yahoo. Not that you
Exactly.
do, but I'm just saying if you're going to do that.
So and having worked in a school, I always do make sure I do this. If I'm using a school computer and I'm on the school internet,
Yeah.
it is school things only.
Because
Right,
IT can track
exactly,
IT can track that
exactly.
stuff. They can see if you're on inappropriate.com or whatever. We all know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
But that would be
Ooh,
written
that's a
up in
good
their
one.
policies and procedures too. Like this work, computer/email can never be used for
yeah.
and
something
no,
else.
no
so he
underwear
was
talk.
responding to
No underwear talk of any kind. Boxers,
Yeah.
briefs, colors,
Let's just refrain from
Zero.
all the underwear talk.
zero.
Edible, wearable, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. We're not going to do that.
What
Okay.
color are your edible pants?
Yes.
All right.
I
Before
was
we
just curious of the flavor because sometimes the color coordinates with the flavor. That's all.
wait, that wasn't strawberry. It was
Cherry?
Yeah.
Remember?
Am I the bad
the
person
movie
here?
Neighbors?
Yeah. Am I the bad person here?
Remember Neighbors? Where he gives his daughter the edible panties.
What?
Oh God.
Yeah,
Neighbors.
the
I
movie
don't-
Neighbors with Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi. And
Oh, that was my movie mentioned.
Carrie
Never mind
Fisher.
now. I'm just kidding.
did you ever see that?
Shit, that
Should have won the Academy. Should have
Where
won the Academy.
he punches Dan Aykroyd. He's like, what flavor were they? Cherry, and he fucking hauls out and punches him.
I do not remember that.
I don't think I saw that movie.
Oh, I love that movie. I love that movie.
I'm sure I saw it
my
because
mom
it
and
had
dad
Dan
went.
Aykroyd and John Belushi.
My mom and dad went and saw it in the theater, and they walked out. That's how horrible it was to them at the time.
I heard
when
of
it was
that
in the
movie. I've
theater.
never seen it.
Yeah.
I could recite almost every line from every scene of that movie. John Connor. What the hell is it?
Don't
Kaminsky.
recite the whole movie, please.
What's the guy that John Kaminsky or
Krasinski or whatever.
Krasinski? Yeah, from Chicago. He's in the movie.
He's from The Office, right?
No,
He's
no,
in
not
The
not
Office.
John Krasinski.
Tim Kazurinsky
Tim Kazurinsky.
from
I'm sorry.
he's
he was on SNL. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, he was on SNL. He did the
He's in that movie.
He did one of my favorite
Carrie
things.
Fisher's in it.
The phobia things. Do you remember when he did that on Saturday Night Live?
Yeah.
The phobias.
Yeah, yeah.
Trick to dictophobia.
Trick to dictophobia.
The
I remember
fear of
that
running
one.
full speed backwards naked into a doorknob.
Yeah.
He's still in Chicago.
And
He's a
enjoying
writer.
it.
He's a writer.
Is he really?
Oh yeah, he lives on the North Shore.
Okay, hold on. See, I got to write this stuff down because
He'll never come on the show.
Maybe he'll come on the show.
Why would he not?
I don't know.
Oh, on the side note, Rod Blagojevich was a taste of Elmhurst, I think, or a taste of Mount Prospect a few nights ago. He was singing on stage with whatever
Singing?
band. Yeah, so don't forget him for a potential guest. He's got a lot of free time on his hands, since he's, no longer in politics.
He was
obviously.
like, I don't know. He was
in my buddy's. He's been our buddy Pete that we play golf with. He was in his wedding, and he sent Pete a video. Did I send you guys that video?
no.
No.
Oh my God, I got to send you guys that video. He sent Pete a video from prison. It is, and I told Pete, I'm like, I'm going to mention this. He goes, yeah. He goes, it is the weirdest thing I have ever seen.
Wow, it's
Yeah,
from
but
prison.
they were family friends.
They let him.
Yeah,
they let him
Pete's
send.
family
They let him
and-
send a
and the-
video from prison.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So he was doing like, what was that thing you talked about where the girl from New Jersey, the what do you call it? That really disgusting girl that does little videos for people. You pay like $500 and they say,
Oh,
hey,
Cameo.
Cameo.
Yeah. He was doing Cameo videos. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was something.
Still is actually. He's
yeah,
on Cameo.
it was something with that, and he sent Pete this video, and they were friends, but it was like the weirdest.
Yeah.
It was literally like, I said, you guys were friends. He goes, you stood up at my wedding. It did not. It just seemed very disconnected.
I grew up in the
Wow.
neighborhood by them. I mean, the Mel's lived by me. Deb and his wife, Patty.
Yeah,
Patty and Deb, Mel, and
I heard she was man. I heard she's just a foul mouth man. I heard she is just a nasty.
just. I mean, I don't know.
It's a Chicago thing. It's a Chicago
yeah, I didn't,
thing.
I mean,
I don't know. I just heard she's a real nasty person. That's just what I heard.
I've met her a few times. She's was sweet to me.
All right,
So,
all right.
She was when I had that bar. She was in my bar because we had Deb Mel rented out the space for when she was running for alderman.
She ran for alderman.
She was alderman in my old ward. Yeah, for 8 years.
That is just so.
She
corrupt.
took over when her dad left office. Deb took over, and then she.
Dick Mel.
Yeah.
Oh, Richard Mel. Excuse me.
No, I think it was Dick Mel.
No, Richard. He went by Richard.
We all called him a dick.
No.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did. All right, Teddy, you are now on the clock. Are you ready?
Well, not anymore.
What do you mean you're not ready anymore?
What is he
Okay,
gonna? What is he gonna?
I was there like an hour ago.
What is he gonna do?
it's time for Mark's movie mentions.
Oh, good. I'm glad that Mark's name is in front of it.
Yeah, Mark's movie mentions, starring
blame
Ted. And Ted, you have a sponsor.
All right.
Mark's Movie Mentions is sponsored by J.D. Vance's Couch Emporium. Guaranteed to have the sexiest couches in the world. European, Asian, hot, barely legal Russian couches with discreet worldwide shipping. If you order now, you can get a free plastic cover for your couch to make cleanup easy and fast. Don't spend your time online watching someone else have fun. Call J.D. Vance's Couch Emporium and let the good times roll. We all know because J.D. Vance is a couch fucker, right?
It's
All right, Ted.
Doesn't need to be said.
Please give us your movie mention.
All right. Well, I pick, and I saw this movie one time a long time ago, so I had to look it up. I don't remember too much about it, but it was, in hindsight, a movie that was ahead of its time. The Crying Game, 1992. 1 hour and 52 minutes, R-rated movie, under the category thriller, romance, and the cast included.
Hold on.
Yeah.
It was a guy who was dressed as a girl, right?
No.
I'll get to that.
So is this the J.D. Vance story?
I'll get
I'm
to
not.
that.
You never saw The Crying Game?
I'll get
did.
to that. Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, 1992, hour and 52 minutes long, R-rated movie. The cast, I'm not going to list all the cast members, but the main ones: Jay Davidson plays Dill, Stephen Ray plays Fergus, Forrest Whitaker plays Jody, and obviously, Forrest Whitaker obviously won the Academy Award for playing Idi Amin in The Last King of Scotland. So obviously,
Dude,
a very
that's a
talented
great
actor.
movie.
I love Forrest Whitaker. Right? That guy's
I
great.
think he was nominated for this movie too.
Yeah. So this movie won. It is considered a British-Irish drama. 21 awards, including Best Screenplay. I think a British version of the Academy Awards and the Oscars out there. Okay, and it looks like the director was Neil Jordan. It made $71 million at the box office. And basically, the plot is, and I'm quoting here, an unlikely friendship develops between a kidnapped British soldier and his captor, who was an IRA volunteer named Fergus. It's basically a hostage taking that goes wrong. Fergus escapes, goes to London, and begins dating the soldier's lover, a hairdresser named Dill. Dill doesn't know anything about Fergus's IRA background, but Fergus doesn't know about Dill either, who has some secrets as well. And let's see. And basically,
Wait a minute. I did not know. So I think I saw this, and I don't remember any of that stuff. What the premise behind it?
The twist is, everybody knows the twist is, so basically, Dill is about to have sexual relations.
Are you going to give away the whole movie?
Dill's about to have sexual relations with a character named Jimmy. When they become intimate, it's revealed that Dill is actually transsexual. Okay? All right.
And they actually were allowed to make this movie?
And it showed frontal nudity, so it showed.
I can't believe
it
they-
showed. Yes, this is 1990. So there was like full frontal nudity to show that this individual who was, offering themselves as a woman was actually a biological male, transsexual male. And obviously at that time, 1992, that was pretty stunning back then because that's before LGBTQ was talked about, when transsexuality was still out there, but was obviously. But this is like on the main screen now where people are seeing this, so that was quite a shocker.
I thought the Democrats invented that like 20 years ago or 15 years ago. Isn't that what I swear? Yeah. I heard a Republican who was running for president say that the Democrats invented that just like 10 years ago.
Yeah,
sure.
So long story short, the meaning of the crying game, I guess it's actually there's a actual definition of it. So the crying game is basically a situation in which something is revealed to be other than what it is assumed, especially with regard to gender identity.
Oh,
I did not know that.
Yeah,
I didn't either.
Yeah, and so so like my take on it is, it's a precursor to LGBTQ. It's basically by 30 plus years, right? Because it came out in 1992, and we started talking about trans rights fairly recently. Basically, it raised awareness. Obviously, in my opinion, a movie that was ahead of its time, and a movie that folks. You ever heard the expression? You don't really know what you're looking at the time. So it's something that's so so in the future, your mind can't comprehend what you're looking at. And so even though to this day, LGBTQ still makes up a small percentage of the people, but we talk about it as if it's like a prevalent thing. Like, for example, remember the Olympics wouldn't go to North Carolina because North Carolina passed a law a few years ago where against gender neutral bathrooms, where they wouldn't let someone who was a biological male in the female bathrooms. So that was a big source of contention. So I think like there was a mass boycott of North Carolina that was going to host. It wasn't like the Olympics, but it was like some main sporting event. And so that was like a flashpoint. That's when we first started hearing about LGBTQ in the mainstream media, and obviously continues to this day. So that's why I chose that movie, because it was a movie. If it came out like this year, I wouldn't say anything. But 1992, that's a long time ago. Yeah. So
can I make
really
a comment on this?
Oh boy. Okay.
This is so ironic because I do my best to mention a movie that I like.
Well, your best wasn't good enough. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Wait.
No, come on.
I don't even know I don't know where you're going with that.
Nowhere.
I'm just trying to be
because I got
funny.
2 fucking words out.
Okay. So you do your best.
So I do my best to pick a movie that I thoroughly enjoyed, and I recommend it to others, but I try not to spoil the movie. And most of the movies that I talk about really don't have a twisted or a spoil ending. This is one of the most fucking shocking endings in cinema history. It was off the charts.
It was.
Off the charts. And Ted came right out and fucking gave everybody
No,
the
but that
ending.
wasn't even the ending. That's not even the ending. That's just
It is the ending.
That's the precursor to the thing, because actually
it's not the ending.
It's not actually not the ending.
The gender reveal.
Wait.
That's not the ending. I think it's almost halfway through.
No, the gender reveal is not the ending.
It's not the ending.
Yeah. So I'm not
it's
giving it away.
everything that happens.
Well, it doesn't matter if it's not at the beginning.
Well, I think
Right, but-
anybody who Googled the crying game would know.
You did not know it was a queer, like it was a queer.
No, I'm talking
love
about
story.
now,
Yeah.
like him, kind of giving away that twist. Anybody
It
who were
shocked
Googled,
audiences.
But
Yeah.
yeah, back then it did.
Yeah,
but right
right.
now, if you Googled the crying game, you would already know.
No, but I'm saying if
that
I
premise was
recommend a movie,
happening.
I just say go watch the movie.
Right.
I mean, because the endings are huge. I mean, it's got a huge twist to it.
Yeah.
In Ted's defense, it's not necessarily that happens. It's everything that happens after that.
No, it's leading up to it. What are you talking about? You
No,
have no
it's-
idea what's going to happen.
Right, but once he finds out that guy or that girl that he likes is a dude, then the movie goes in a direction.
I understand. I understand.
I
It
mean,
becomes
because-
a love story. It develops
Right.
into
Right,
what
because no, don't give it away.
yeah.
See, you son of
Careful.
a bitch.
Careful.
No.
Careful.
But it's how he deals, because that's about halfway through.
Okay, I'm
pretty
not
sure.
wrong though.
No,
I'm not wrong in what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
but-
we're
right.
splitting hairs here. All
Right.
I'm saying is,
But the
it was
premise
a different. It was a different movie mention.
Right.
Well, I think he's doing it in terms of saying like
No,
Like,
not
see
good
how
or bad.
forward this was, forward thinking this movie
I'm not trying to-
was.
Even if it was unintentional, you know?
Right,
So yeah, so I'm just the
right.
reason. I mean, I had to mention that part, even though that is a big plot, you know, a big reveal, like you said.
But you know that's coming. You can tell it's coming in the movie.
But then I think that might make people want to go see it more because
Yeah.
they'd be like, you know what, I
No.
can't believe that happened.
Yeah.
You know, a movie
'Cause,
like that was in
honestly,
the
if I-
early '90s.
Even though I know what happened, I still don't. I know the ending's actually more shocking than that part because that's a shock. But then there's like another shock after that, which I'm not going to give away. But I think even if knowing what you know now, you still would be like if I watched it today, even though I kind of know, but it's been like decades since I've watched it. It would still be pretty shocking knowing that's leading up to that,
Right.
just to see the reaction of the person who's falling in love with what they think is a biological female, and then to find out
Right.
it's not. And unfortunately, we've read stories in the news where
it's a complicated relationship.
We've read stories
It
in the
ends-
news where,
yeah,
where
it
some
ends there.
transgender people end up getting murdered because they basically offer themselves as actual females, and then when they get the date, and then the date finds out, like a male finds out it's not a female,
Yeah.
they kind of lose their mind. So that this was actually raising awareness, whether it's intentional or unintentional at the time. So that's and
Yep.
plus
Yeah.
so-
I like no.
Yeah, super
I just want to
interesting.
clear the air. I'm not trying to bash his movie mention.
I
So
understand.
I think it was great, but I was trying to make kind of a joke and say how ironic it was because I try to like. So there's some movies that I won't even mention like hardly anything because I'm afraid that it might spoil it. And I just thought it was funny that you came out. You came out and it was like bam. I was hoping that you wouldn't say that.
Yeah,
but-
well, I couldn't
It's
not
hard
leave that
'cause-
out. I couldn't say LGBTQ without mentioning that part because then I couldn't make the I
That's
couldn't
no,
make the
no.
connection.
I
so,
agree. No,
yeah, so.
good job.
And
Ted.
you know what's funny is Teddy said he was going
is.
to pick a movie that was ahead of its time, and I honestly had no idea what he was going to do,
Yeah.
but that really was
Yeah, I think you did
ahead of its time.
it's a good pick.
Because it's a main it's a main election inflection point in the elections, right? I mean, transgender rights. I mean, so basically the Democrats are saying that for example, Tim Walz in Minnesota. I don't know his policies, but I guess he's one of the few states that's passed gender basically surgery for minors, and it's very friendly. So that basically you can come to Minnesota and get a sex change if you're a minor, and a lot of people are up in arms about that. I don't know that for sure. I might know the details for sure, but it is definitely more friendly toward transgender people in Minnesota than some other states. that are more hostile.
I think
So-
one of the things he did was he didn't take away the rights of transgender people.
No, but I think
and
he
allowed
added, he
and kind of
added-
allowed
yeah.
them to and
It's
kind
like
of
a
allowed
safe,
them
it's like
to
a safe
right.
space. It's like a safe space for them,
Right.
Minnesota.
And once again, and I'll say this, why does anybody give a shit what somebody else wants to do?
Just going to raise my taxes.
Well, I think we're talking about. I think we're talking about
Taxes,
minors.
guns, abortion.
Dicks-
That's all that
Dicks
matters.
cost money.
Because we're talking about minors. We're talking about let's just say an 11-year-old biological male.
Whose parents say, "I want this to happen."
Well, thinks he's a woman. So basically,
no,
instead of
I
getting
mean,
some
it's not the
counseling,
parent's choice.
so instead of getting counseling,
Well, but the parents have to,
I know,
if they're
I
that
know.
young, they
Yeah.
have to sign off.
Yeah.
and
yeah, but
pay for
I
it.
think like if that kid went to like Minnesota somehow, that they would like basically encourage that. So we're not talking.
Not encouraging anything. If you go to Minnesota,
You can't
when,
do that.
when you,
yeah.
Yeah.
Here, Mark goes to Minnesota all the time. When you cross over the line, there's no billboards that say,
No.
hey, have a vagina?
No.
Maybe try a
I'll,
dick
let you
instead.
know.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
there in 2 weeks.
Right.
I'll let you know.
Right.
Yeah,
So
find out
if
what's
you
going- find out
if you
what's going
see
on.
one of those
I
signs,
will
you
take a
let us know.
photograph.
you
Take a
literally have
Stop
to,
at the governor's mansion and see
I
what's
will.
going on.
But that's nobody's
If you actually saw a sign like that,
You know
that'd
what?
be
That would be the
crazy.
greatest
I
thing
mean, I
ever.
know, and you know what? One of my biggest regrets ever, and I don't think we had cell phones back then with cameras, but I had a camera. I could have taken a picture of it. It was a billboard near my house, near like Broadway and Irving, and it was in Spanish, and it was a Pepto-Bismol ad, and it was this guy up there, like dressed really nice, and in big, in Spanish, it said, "Diarrhea." Qual diarrhea with the upside down question mark at the beginning, and it was this guy with a big smile on his face, and he was dressed. Dude, it was hilarious. It's like somebody asked him about his diarrhea. I mean, it was genius because you could just look at it and you could go, "Oh my god!" But it said "qual," it said diarrhea, qual diarrhea. Like he was all happy, like I don't have it anymore. I took Pepto.
Yeah.
Or he
Dude,
shit
it
his
was
pants. We don't
yeah.
know.
It was
Yeah.
one of the greatest billboards I've ever seen.
Oh, see, I took it weird. When you said that, I was like, I thought he was happy he had diarrhea.
No, he was happy he took some Pepto-Bismol. Now it's gone.
No Felice.
So he's happy to say, "What diarrhea?" Like he was being
What
coy
diarrhea
about
you
it. Like he
talking
had,
about?
I had diarrhea, but he was acting like, "What diarrhea?" I was like,
Oh man,
"It's like you didn't see me here. See you where?" Right?
I'm invisible. Ipso facto, coitus interruptus. Remember soap?
Oh, yeah.
He
Oh,
thought he was
God.
invisible.
Yeah, yeah.
Love that.
Oh man, one of the greatest things ever. Okay,
Ever.
so we got to end this with I'm going to say here. I'll give you guys a vote at the end. If you think this is the weirdest, sickest thing you've ever heard of, you get it. You get to vote whether you think there's anything weirder or sicker than this.
Okay.
It is the weirdest, sickest thing I have ever heard of in my
Secret
life.
voting.
Secret voting. No,
All right,
I'm
so
going
we
to say it
write
out
it
loud.
down?
Here we go. All right. A British dude is going to jail for 10 years. Okay.
Sick. That is fucking sick.
It is. It is. British jails. You know what? I imagine if the food in Britain is bad, can you imagine what the jail food is like? It has,
Maybe there it's good. Maybe they
So
think
that's-
like good
Yeah,
food
all the
is
food in
bad.
prison. That's why they go to prison to get good food.
I just murdered 7 people. Now I'm
Just
getting
for the
some
food.
Now I finally get some good food.
Just for the cuisine.
Just for the food. Oh man. Okay. He tortured, sexually abused, and killed. Yeah, you know where I'm going. Over 40 dogs.
Oh, jeez.
I heard about that. I didn't read the story in detail, but I heard about that.
Yeah.
And he was like,
Recently.
wasn't he like a a member, like a respected member of society in another? He did
He's
something.
a crocodile expert.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So he's a crocodile expert. He's a British crocodile expert. Okay. He's in Australia. He's going to Australian. Oh, I'm sorry. I screwed that up. He's going to Australian prison.
Oh, that's
okay.
not so bad. The whole island's a prison.
It
It's a penal colony.
It was. Yeah, it was a penal colony. Yeah. So he was torturing, sexually abusing, and killing over 40 dogs.
Where
okay?
else would you send them?
Jesus.
Well, and here's what
Send
I
him
thought.
to Australia.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
but
he was in
he's-
Australia.
okay.
He was in Australia when he was
But
doing
he's a
this.
British citizen.
British citizen. And I thought to myself, the first thing I thought was, and don't get me wrong, this makes sense. And I'll tell you why.
Wait, what makes sense?
Ready? I'll tell you why. He's a crocodile expert. It would basically be impossible to have sex with a crocodile. It would be impossible.
So
Is
he
that a
takes it out on
challenge?
dogs?
Is that a challenge?
You bring me that picture along with the billboard? Challenge accepted.
Come to Minnesota.
Google it, Matt. Yeah.
So
We don't have a lot of crocodiles, but we do have hot ones.
So he get convicted of like bestiality.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
So here's
But here's what's interesting. They're not extraditing him.
no. He did it in Australia.
He did it in Australia.
He did it in Australia.
Okay.
And
Okay.
you would say to
I got
yourself,
you, okay.
you would say to yourself, I mean, did they interview the dogs to find out?
But
He must have videotaped it. He must have had it on his hard
Ding,
drive.
ding,
you
ding!
go.
How else
Congratulations,
you gonna
Ted.
know?
You're so
but Australia,
smart.
even if he did it in like, let's say he wasn't.
Wherever you fuck a dog, it's
Well,
bad.
but Australia's yeah. I'm sorry. The crime is so heinous. Australia's like, no. We're gonna keep this bloke here.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep this. You're gonna stay here, mate. We got this.
yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Instead, it's
We're
bad-
pretty good
bad
at
A,
this,
mate.
thing.
Bad A.
We're
Yeah.
pretty good at this.
Yeah. So he videotaped. Obviously, you know, like I feel like the criminals in the last 10 years have literally made it as easy as possible to catch them.
Well, I mean, it's part of like their sickness, right? They like that recording
Like
things
it's like
and
souvenirs.
yeah,
Serial killers take
souvenirs.
souvenirs.
and-
They're
yeah.
big on that, so they can relive.
So
their
instead of watching the
crimes.
crying game,
Yeah.
he's just like, you know what? I know Deadpool versus
It's
Wolverine
basically-
is out,
it's
but
Oh, that
I
was
do
good.
have
Yeah.
I do have me and a golden retriever.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
don't say
basically
golden
their jerk off
retriever.
material between crimes, right? That's what it is.
Oh,
Yeah, I hate to say it. Yeah, I'm not an FBI
See,
profiler.
catalog
but,
them by name, like that's just so disgusting.
I have no idea. And so here's the thing. And this is what made it, I guess, is it worse?
Wait, it got worse. Okay,
It gets worse.
I would stop listening.
Okay.
When he was done with the dogs, he fed them to the crocodiles.
That I was going to say that made sense because
That's what I was saying.
Yeah. And he filmed that.
You know where he's serving out his sentence?
Oh, boy.
In a dog pound.
Mark's so proud
And
of
the
himself.
dogs know.
He's like, "Yep,
It's like when they put a pedophile in
Yeah.
general
So-
population.
you're in a pit bull."
They
pit.
told all the dogs, "Hey,
no,
listen,
no, put him in a chimpanzee sanctuary. See how long he
So
lasts
wait,
there.
in his cell, is there one song playing? You know what song that is.
who let the dogs out?"
Okay. Now, this is weird, right? The judge said this. He said to this guy during the sentence, he says, your depravity falls entirely outside any ordinary human conception.
It's about right.
Think about someone saying that to you for something that you've done.
His rebuke was probably, "You should meet the fucking guy who's watching my shit."
Oh, I'm sure it's on.
Yeah, you should
somewhere,
meet the guy
dark
that
web.
you should meet the people that are
The guy
watching.
who's paying
my,
me a subscription fee to
That's
watch
what I'm
this
saying.
shit.
Yeah.
So,
You think I'm bad? How about the people paying me for this?
Okay, so while I think that is weird and what'd you say, sick?
Yes.
Okay,
Weirdest,
so the
sickest thing
only
ever.
thing is like doing that to a person, I think
I
is
thought you were gonna say puppy.
more sick.
Yeah, but I mean, we've heard of people doing that to people.
Yeah,
We've
it's
heard of
pretty
that.
disgusting.
Well, he only got 10 years, right?
10 years.
Yeah, because
I'm actually gonna take a shower. This is horrible that you brought this up. I don't even understand why we had to talk about this.
He makes
It's
Michael.
so gross.
He makes
to even
Michael
think
Vick
about.
look like he runs an
is.
animal shelter.
Oh, my God.
It is.
I'm trying to make jokes because I don't want to think about it.
Yeah.
You know
And
what?
now I can't get the visual of him feeding the dogs to the crocs afterwards.
It is.
It just goes on.
It's pretty sad. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
A feel good story. Germany. All right. People in Germany are dying. And you ready for this?
That's a feel good story.
No, this is gonna be a feel good story. It's
Didn't
people.
start off that way.
People in Germany are dying, and they're dying from. Are you ready for this? E-scooters.
I can see that.
E-scooters.
Why is this a feel-good story?
I don't know, because it's kind of funny that people are dying from e-scooters, isn't it?
What, riding them?
Accidents in Germany on e-scooters are up 42%.
Well, yeah, because they're just going all over the sidewalks and running into people.
You know what? You know what Kelly and I saw the other day. We told the kids about it. An e-scooter. Telcott and Devon. Weird intersection with the lights, right?
Oh yeah,
7:00. We're driving. We're at the red light. A person on a bicycle goes. They had the green light, but they're riding in the flow. They're riding in the street, right across.
Wait, hold on a
Devon.
second. Hold on. Are they riding like they're a car?
Yes.
Okay.
Right across Devon.
They
and
No
then-
bike-
deserve
no bike
whatever
lane. It's no
happens.
bike
They
lane.
deserved it.
Yeah.
No, and then behind this woman was a guy on an e-scooter with a fucking like a makeshift seat on the floorboard with a 2-year-old in it. If the kid was 2, he was 100, so it was like 1 or 2-year-old. Just sitting on that thing, and he was going like 30 miles an hour right through the intersection of Devon. Can't make it up.
That's ridiculous.
And we both looked at each other, and she's like, "Did you just see what I just saw?" I'm like, "Yeah." What the fuck, Father of the Year?
Well,
Wow.
on a side
30
note,
miles an hour.
But you know, on a
20,
side
maybe
note-
20 miles, 25 miles an hour.
on a side note, when I was in Southeast Asia
I knew
back
Teddy
in
was going to say this.
2015, obviously the main mode of transportation out there are not e-scooters, but just like the mopeds.
Yeah.
they have kids on
and
the
you
front
have
handlebars, yeah.
elderly people, you have people carrying ladders, you have kids, you
Carrying-
got people
wait,
holding
people
babies,
carrying ladders.
you got people holding
Yep.
babies, you got 3 people. Whatever's against the
Okay.
law here,
Yeah.
it's actually common
Okay.
out there. Yeah, so and that's a cultural thing. And
Well, I mean-
and they're not getting pulled over at all. But so we see
No,
that
but,
here,
yeah.
and we think, wow, that's horrible.
It was-
You go,
it
you go out
was
there.
horrible. It
You
was
ever see?
scary.
You ever see?
It's perspective.
You ever see traffic in Vietnam? Yeah. Good luck crossing the road there. So.
Well, we're not in Vietnam.
Yeah.
But I mean, I saw that, and I'm like, you're just playing out like, well, how did your son die? Well, I had him on the front of a scooter, and a fucking car hit
Right.
us. I'm okay though.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just like that poor kid has no. I mean, that kid. Anything could happen.
Yeah,
Well,
could just see something shiny.
Well, the cops are
Right.
too busy pulling people over for not wearing a seatbelt, so they don't have time for that, So it's more.
Well,
it's
there
more
wasn't any
important.
police right there. I mean, I'm not going to knock the police. It's not the police department's
course
fault.
not.
This is a moron.
Yeah.
You can't arrest every moron.
Right. I mean,
But this one's sticking out like a sore thumb, so you think somebody would make a
I mean, I
you
don't
know what the
know.
beauty of it is that like stupid people can find ways to be new and stupid, right? I mean, we all get on TikTok, we all get on Instagram, and we all see new and unique ways.
Well,
To be
well,
stupid.
you know what the
Right.
expression is? Stupidity has no limits. Genius has limits. Stupidity has no limits.
You know what?
just
I would
remember that.
absolutely agree with that. I would absolutely agree with that. Now, here's the problem. Already in Germany, 22 people have died, and we got a lot of time left. Now, the good news is for us, if we went to Germany, if you're 40 and over, you are much safer. 80% of the accidents involve people 40 and under. So we're
Okay.
safe.
Which just like falling off the e-bike or just crashing into cars, or does
So
it say
it
like
is,
how?
Ted. It is literally everything.
Yeah.
Everything that you can do on an e-scooter, people are being injured or killed in.
Yeah.
And it's a beauty of it. Running into objects,
Well-
getting run over, not paying attention to what's going on.
Didn't the
Yeah.
son of Angelina Jolie, the adopted kid? He's from Cambodia, by the way. He was
One of those
he
ones
was
she
on a
bought?
scooter. Yeah, one of the ones she purchased during her trek across the world.
Well, she got him with a scooter.
crashed-
She bought
yeah.
a scooter and got him.
He crashed. Yeah,
I don't. Wait a minute.
he crashed into the back
I
of a
bought a
car.
beautiful scooter. Why do I have a child?
So he crashed into the back of a car, and I guess obviously he wasn't wearing a helmet, suffered some head trauma, so he's out of the hospital now. So here's what Angelina Jolie said. She goes, I'm taking my son. I'm moving from L.A. to New York, where he's going to be safer.
Okay.
That's what she said.
Wow.
I love that in her weird,
And,
in her weird
and the
mind.
kid's, and the kid's
That's-
20, but
that's
he's
easier.
20, by the
Better.
way. It's not like he's a little kid. He's like a grown
Wait,
man.
what?
He's 20.
But he's got a head trauma.
Yeah.
Oh man. So you know.
Where do they park those e-scooters when they're done? Are they
You
like,
just leave him. You just leave him on the street.
well, divvy bikes you put in like Michigan, right? You don't have to. You,
Yeah, oh yeah, you
Yeah,
jump,
they're
you
always
jump,
combing them
you
out
jump,
of there.
You jump the ramp.
I saw that.
you just
Yeah.
park.
There's
So
literally-
divvy bikes, you just return to Lake Michigan
Yeah.
and they get them out, right?
Yeah,
So-
they're laying everywhere. You just leave them where.
Did
where
you
you're
see
done.
how many were in there?
So in case
It
you,
was-
in case you
it
don't
was
know,
insane.
here in Chicago, we have these bikes that you just put like a credit card in, or you scan it with your phone, right?
Yeah, you get a
And-
QR code.
Yeah,
it's
like all
a
the
QR code.
cities
Yeah,
have that,
And-
yeah.
no, you download the app. You download the
Yeah.
app, and it's like $2, and then you get basically access to.
Yeah, and you
whatever,
drive
so.
from one place and you just leave it there.
Right.
So there is actually a company, or actually two companies, I believe, in Chicago that are making money taking those bikes out of our lake.
Well, one of the biggest group is free. They're just like a Friends of the Lake thing. They fish all kinds of shit out, but they're in that area where they like. I think 12. They were out there for 12 hours one day. I think it was like 65 divvy bikes in an area of like 200 feet of the path right there on Lake Michigan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
so you just drive over there and just
like
toss
60
it in the lake.
No, there's a
No.
ramp. There's a ramp. You like jump the ramp,
No,
and
here's-
it's like a water slide. You take the bike and you jump the ramp like you're Evel Knievel, and you fly off the bike, and the bike goes in the water with you, and you swim out.
No,
and just
this
leave
is
the bike
what's
there.
happening. I mean,
Yeah.
it's most.
Don't
mo-
they have the last person who wrote it?
That's here's the problem. Most of the people that are using those bikes in that general area, most like 50-60% are tourists that come to Chicago, use the divvy bikes, and go around the lake because most people around the Lake Michigan or live around there have their own bikes and stuff. So most of these are tourists that maybe come down Michigan Avenue, they want to see the lakefront, and then they just like you said, you can leave the bike anywhere. So they're leaving the bike right there, and then people are just fucking throwing them in the lake. That's what's happening. No, I mean it is what's happening. They're leaving the bikes in that general area, and then people are picking them up and throwing them in the lake, like teenagers and whoever.
I mean, I
I
cannot
mean, it's
tell
not
you.
like me. I'm not doing it. You see a divvy bike there, I'm not doing it, but other people are.
Right.
Yeah.
But
And it's happening every day, over and over again.
I could tell you right now, 18,
I think it's fucking
16,
hilarious.
16, 18-year-old Matt would,
I
would
would
probably
Matt,
throw
I
a
would
bike.
I would be
Would
there
probably throw a bike
Friday
in there.
through Sunday
Throwing
throwing bikes in the Lake Michigan. That's what we would do.
You guys want to go see the crying game? Nah, fuck that, man. I want to go throw a bike
I got
in the lake,
Hey, how many did
motherfucker.
you get last week? I got 32 bikes in the lake. All right, I'm going for it.
You could distance throw. You could
they
distance throw.
deserve-
You could
this
you
company
could like
deserve-
artistically throw.
The amount of divvy bikes and shits
you-
that
no,
I
you're
see
jumping-
all over the place that you just leave them wherever the fuck you want. Fuck it.
Well, in Miami, they started doing drop zones. So, like,
Yeah, they got to
like, you
they got to
can't-
get this under
drop it
control.
in
because
the
it was
ocean?
too many. Because there's so many different, like between the scooters and the bikes, there's so many
have to
different
mandate
places
it.
to drop. So they were going to get rid of them, and then they had a bunch of rules about where, like, you can only leave them in these zones and stuff. So
See, that's smart.
it definitely cleaned it up a bit because you could just, I mean, like if an elderly person was walking.
Mm-hmm.
What are they going to move this thing out of the way? Go into the street instead?
No, that's smart. I mean, if
So
you're gonna,
it
if you're
did
gonna,
seem to work there.
yeah, if you're going to be responsible for this, then you and you want to be held accountable for what happens after it's done. You leave it in this zone, you're done.
Right,
But if
right.
you leave it on the path by Lake Michigan, and it ends up in the lake, it's your fault. But they don't have that. Divvies you can leave
can't,
anywhere.
Wait a minute. You can't be
They should
held
not-
responsible
no,
because
no.
I put the bike in a reasonable spot. And
It's not a reasonable.
and,
well,
and,
no, no,
and
no.
Mark and Matt get fucked up.
Oh, no,
and,
no,
and
no.
throw bikes.
That's not
Start
a-
throwing-
no, no,
Hey,
that-
Ted, throw that. Get that thing out there.
That's
Yeah.
not what I'm saying. I'm saying they should have, like what Jackie just said, they should have a designated area where you have to return it to.
Right.
Doesn't that defeat the purpose? If I want to go someplace else and I have to drop it off over there, I haven't really gotten to where I want to go.
There's a lot
they're
of
leaving
there's a
them
lot
everywhere.
of places. It's just so like there'd be like a little tiny parking area that was on the other side instead of right in front of the lake where it's so easy for Matt and Mark to go in and throw them into the.
So you might have to walk.
drunken-
You might,
drunken man
you might have
Mark.
to walk an extra 2 blocks to throw that bike in the lake.
not even. I'm talking like
Ted, listen, as someone who would honestly throw a bike into a lake, that's inconvenient for me. And you know what? Fuck you.
Yeah, it's just like when you put your wallet in your shoe at the beach. There's no way they could ever
I
find it
want-
because it's just
I'm
covered.
throwing that in the lake too.
It's
I
covered
want
by
everybody
the shoe.
listening just to Google that. Divvy Bike, Lake Michigan,
It's
Chicago.
crazy. I'm
gonna
And
check
I
it out.
want you
I'm gonna
to.
check it out.
I'm not going to spoil it, but you look up the estimate. There's
He's
a
not
number.
gonna
out,
spoil it.
There's a number out there.
You know what?
There's a number
Some of them are men dressed as women.
No, there's a number.
not a
yeah.
spoiler though.
There's a number out there of how many bikes have ended up in Lake Michigan, have been fished out of Lake Michigan, and how many they think are still in Lake Michigan.
So basically, the big takeaway here is that when you try to do a public service for people people find a way to
That's
fuck
not
it
a
up.
public
Yeah,
service.
yeah.
That's
It's a way to find a way to
business.
fuck it up.
It's not a public service.
Well, I mean,
Dirty
you're,
bikes.
no, I'm saying you're taking somebody who
It
doesn't
is,
have
though.
transportation
Yeah.
or just for
Business.
convenience,
Yeah.
and you're giving them for a very low cost the ability to travel from one part of town to the other without using Uber or a cab or a bus, especially with those e-scooters. And then as the reward for that, some of these people, not all of them, but some of them are obviously taking advantage of that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I mean, there's always somebody.
You're giving us too much credit here by allowing us that freedom. Just leave it wherever you want.
what?
You know what? Less
Just throw
rights.
them all in the lake.
We need less rights, less freedom, and that will be the best.
Does
thing
the
for all
bike
of
have a
us.
catalytic converter on it too that you can cut it off while you're at it? Before you
Why
throw it in the
not?
I'm
lake?
sure they're stealing them for pedals.
There's a divvy bike coral reef now growing in Lake Michigan. It's a natural habitat.
Listen. When the whole world is over, right, and the aliens come or whatever, and as they dig stuff up, right, because we dig up remains of like dinosaurs and all that shit. When they start digging up the shit from now, it's just gonna be like, sir, I don't understand. Were most of these people special? I don't. The bikes are in the lake. What are these little white balls? I don't understand what people are doing.
Why are
Yeah,
there so many?
Oh, this must have been an old bike track before it was a lake.
Before, could you imagine? I mean, the stories we
It
probably
must have been an airport.
No, it's like,
and a
it's like
bike.
Atlantis. It was a city, and then it just sunk, and it's like, oh, that's why. That's
That's
why.
how many
stuff
of those
underwater.
planes are down in Lake Michigan. There's more of those. What's a fighter plane from World War II? The most popular fighter plane. There's more of those in Lake Michigan than anywhere else because they used a Navy pier as a practicing for aircraft carrier.
That makes so much sense.
No, there are. There's like
No, that literally no. That because I wonder if the stories about the dinosaurs and the people, Neanderthal man, and all that stuff. I'm sure most of that is accurate, right? I'm sure a lot of it is bullshit. And I wonder what stories they'll tell.
Yeah.
About us in this time period,
Well,
because it's got to be insane, right?
What if it's like people shot these little white balls at all the planes and knocked them down?
Yeah, and what they do? Yeah, they killed all these planes. Yeah, they killed all the planes, and then what they do? Well, they sacrifice the bikes because of the planes.
And I think Lake
Clearly.
Michigan. I think Lake Michigan in some parts is about 900 feet deep. So it's a deep lake. It's not the biggest of the
That's
Great
a lot
Lakes.
of planes and bikes.
Yeah.
it's not deeper than
And-
Lake Superior.
No, but I'm saying
you're right.
nine-
Are we
900
having a
feet.
contest?
It's-
What do you mean? Fuck you in Lake Superior.
Lake Superior is the deepest.
It is. I mean,
Like,
it's in its name.
listen,
it's superior.
There's
No, but
five,
Ted's
there's
right,
five
dude.
Great
Lake
Lakes.
Michigan. There's areas in Lake Michigan that are like it might as well be 1,000,000 miles deep.
That you're goddamn right. Way deeper than Lake Superior.
Oh, that was deep, Matt.
Bullshit. Lake Superior is a piece of shit lake. I have no idea. Is that it?
What
Where's
about-
Lake Superior? Is that in Cleveland?
No.
I don't know. Where's Lake Superior?
Well,
I have no idea.
it borders Minnesota and Canada, and
No, I have no idea.
So-
I'm the worst geographist on the planet, so I have no idea. All right, let's put an end to this thing, right? Because Ted needs a Crown and Diet in a short glass. A double?
Please.
It'll be a double. All right, Teddy, you go first. Last
and
thoughts.
Wisconsin.
Yes, my last thought is, Matt, what color thong are you wearing? Not tonight, but tomorrow.
Ted, I think
not
you have to
not
set
the one you're wearing now, because I know you're going commando
What
style
will I
tonight.
be?
Yeah.
What
He's
will
got
you-
his clothes laid out for tomorrow with his thong.
No, Teddy's got a good point. He knows I never wear underwear on show night, so yeah, that's a great.
TMI.
Excellent, Ted. I will answer that at the bar later. Mark, last thoughts?
There's a lot revealed in this show,
Too much.
especially at the end.
The end of the crying game. Yeah. Well, actually, it's the middle. So
I don't think I want to do Ted's tip anymore.
why not?
It's too much pressure.
Oh, interesting.
So you know how Ted feels now. Yeah.
No, because I read it way ahead of time, and I
So you
prepared
don't know
and I
how he
wrote
feels.
something else. I have no idea
Right,
how he
right.
feels. I
you
mean,
wrote
you're
3
talking-
scenarios
yeah.
out. Yeah.
You mean like where Ted goes, wait, what was the tip again?
Exactly.
And then he
Yeah.
asked that
See,
during
I
the
don't
show.
know that. I don't know that feeling.
And then to fill time, he says, "So we have to assume that."
Yeah. And this is the best. I don't think we shared this. Teddy walked in today. Jackie and I were already here, and we were waiting for Mark to come in. And Teddy comes in, and I go, you have your tip. He goes,
Movie mention.
Movie mention. I said, he goes, I left everything. I printed it all out.
He's
I
such
wrote
a-
it all down.
Highlighted
I
everything?
highlighted it. I
Yep.
highlighted it. He goes, I left it all at work.
I believe he did
Yeah.
that.
I actually believe it too.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
'Cause-
So here's why I don't want to do it anymore, Jackie, because I enjoy mentioning movies, and that's why Matt put me up to it. And I know Ted enjoys tipping the listeners.
Actually,
you
no,
or
I
don't?
was forced. I was forced into it, but yeah, I guess it's okay.
What? You know he loves it. You know he loves it. That is his thing.
Oh my God!
That is his thing, and he loves the
Wait,
feedback.
are you being serious?
It's
Ted?
fun. It's fun to give nonsensical advice that may or may not be used at some point in the future.
No, he
We-
loves
I
it.
still want to find out what color garage door that guy did.
I know. I want to
Oh,
do a
shit.
whole show just follow
We
ups.
should bring back the people who we gave the tip to, if they actually implemented the tip, and is their life for
Right.
for
There's
the better
only-
or worse now?
But there's
Just
only
a whole show of follow ups.
Who's divorced? Who's living in a homeless shelter?
there was at
Yep.
least two. There was
Who's
one.
in a-
What
who's-
color's the
Who ate a
garage?
shitty taco salad?
who's in a mental institution? At
There
this
was
point?
one that said that they would do whatever color
Whatever
he
t-
says.
whatever
And
t-
then
Right.
there's the other one that said that whatever Ted says, we will go by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they go on vacation
Right. There
with
was,
the wife, or did they go with the
Oh,
the
did they
friends?
go with their buddies on the golf trip?
Come
or whatever
on,
the
I
trip
gotta know
was?
this stuff. I mean, if the people are listening, they gotta give their feedback.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. All
It'd be a
right, I
great
will.
show.
All right, listen, hit us up with this. All right, and I will go through all
Yeah.
I will go through all of it, and I will find it, and we get a lot of feedback. Yeah, I generally dislike the feedback because most of it's very negative towards me and very positive towards these two assholes.
Well, it's a good cop, bad cop thing.
Ted,
You
Ted,
understand.
Don't believe it. Don't believe it.
No, you guys get way more positive feedback than I get. So fuck you guys.
So.
Yeah. All right, Jackie. Last thought.
Well, it's funny because I was gonna say I was very impressed with Ted doing the research and having a
know.
very forward-thinking movie.
He just read.
was-
He just read.
No,
from
no,
what
no,
he
no.
did.
Come
Hey,
on.
Hey, this
I
is
was-
my time, and I'm saying what I have to say. I was very impressed with that because he actually did it. I could tell he actually did it. That was great.
Performed a task I was asked to
Yeah,
do.
and it was relevant to the times.
I agree.
And then I actually think that Mark, you did a great job with your tip. I mean, it was, there was some funny stuff, like obviously with the dog, but
Have the dog take a shit
Yeah,
in the salad.
right.
You know what? This
But I
actually
thought
tastes
I
better.
thought
Yeah,
you did a good
exactly.
job with it. So I thought that was a fun little twist on things.
I like our banter teasing Ted when he does it. I like the
See,
ability
that's
to take what he does and destroy it.
That's you know what I knew that I knew
Right.
that's what he
That's a-
likes.
You know
fun.
what?
It's
When you
much
listen,
easier.
you get that vibe.
Build me up to burn me down.
It's much easier to
Yes,
rip on Ted.
Yes,
It
Okay,
is.
Mark, I can take it.
I feel
is.
that.
I
vibe.
know you can. That's what I love about you.
But you know what, Mark? If you do it too much, people will get mad at you. Like they get mad at me. Like, why are you always so negative? Ted's tips are really good. That's what they will say. And I always I never respond negatively, but I always want to do this. What are you fucking drunk right now? Like, what is wrong with you? No, his tips are terrible. Yeah. I'm like, that's the worst thing ever. All right. So number one, Jackie, thanks for coming.
Yeah, it
Thank
was fun.
you.
Thank you.
It's always a blast. Yeah, I'm super excited when we get to sit in here and just kind of bullshit. Next week, according to Mark, we're going to go with the AARP show, and we're going to have two ladies from the USA GSA, and this is the United States of America Jigsaw Puzzle Association.
Did you say J or G?
J. Didn't I say USA JSA? Did I say GSA?
You said JSA.
Okay. Yeah. Listen, if you can believe this, it is a group of people that are professional puzzlers. And I will be 100% honest with you. It's wild, man.
Olympic sport?
That's so funny.
New York Times crossword.
That's-
Try to solve that in like under.
That's not the same thing.
It's almost
Jigsaw.
it's almost
But I
exactly
mean-
the same thing. Crossword puzzle,
Jigsaw
jigsaw
puzzle.
puzzle.
Yeah.
They're puzzles, man. They're puzzles. So you know what? I cannot wait to have these ladies on. And coming up, and I'm just kind of previewing. We got a guy, Mike Lang, and he wrote an unbelievable book called One Beer Grilling, and he is going to be on in probably about a month or so. Unbelievable dude.
Like he drinks one beer when he grills.
So the idea is that you can do it, and he doesn't do all of it like this, but he's a big-time professional grillist, okay? Big time. He's been in tons and tons of things, but he's also, when Sports Illustrated, I think they did a huge tailgating thing, he was the guy they went to.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. That's impressive.
He is Mr. Grill.
Grill master.
He is absolute grill master. He's been, he's part of the Weber Grill book. That whole thing, he's part
yeah.
of that. Oh yeah,
We have that.
Super, yeah, we got that.
Yeah.
Super big. So he's
So he's
gonna-
like, it only has to take you one beer to
So-
finish, right? Okay.
Right. So
Yeah.
he says there's a couple of different things, but the basic premise is you can do this stuff in one. He said there is some long-term stuff he does, and then he'll have the beer after he's done cooking. Because if it takes, if you're slow cooking something or smoking something for like
Well,
8 or
yeah.
10 hours.
Right.
Yeah.
But
At
the
that
one
point, you'd
cookbook
be-
is the premises. It's
One beer
pretty
grilling.
easy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
he gives you, he has all this different stuff. So we've got some really cool people coming up.
Yeah.
I've got some neat stuff. I don't want to give anything away, but
Okay.
I've got some really neat people, and I am going full bore. It's so funny that Jackie brought that up. I'm going full bore on Barack Obama. I am, because he doesn't
Okay.
talk. He hasn't been on anything. So I am literally bombing Barack Obama. Oh, that's probably not what you want to say. About the
No,
next president.
no.
That came out wrong.
That came
That
out wrong.
very, very wrong. But I'm literally
Hit up his publicist.
But hang on.
Yeah.
Please finish what you're going to say.
Yeah, no. I'm trying, doing everything I can to get Barack Obama on this show.
Okay.
Everything. I
Choose
can.
your words better.
That would be
next
so
time.
cool.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
will
there's
break,
people listening for
I will
those
break
two
laws.
words together.
I will. No. All right.
So you're basically bombarding his people, with emails to try and get him booked on the show.
Right.
Okay.
Right. What color his panties are? It doesn't matter. Whatever the emails are, whatever I can get to get. Yeah. No. Oh man. You know what? I'm literally talking myself out of Barack
Right,
Obama.
right.
I know.
Yeah, you
Damn
should
it.
stop now.
Because we know he wouldn't wear panties. He'd wear boxers. He's a boxer guy. Oh, that's so wrong. All right. Keep listening. Keep enjoying, and we will see everybody next week.